Yes, my viewers and subscribers worldwide, Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans in the diaspora. Good night, everyone. Welcome to Jamaica Hot Topic. Welcome, one and all my viewers and subscribers. Now, remember to hit that like button as you join us. As it plans to be another exciting, entertaining, and informing live stream over here on this program. Feel free to share the video with a family or friend, and feel free to also participate in the discussions, either here in the chat on YouTube, or you can give us a call on WhatsApp and let your voice be heard. So, my viewers and subscribers, what we're going to be looking at tonight is the discussion that is currently taking place in Parliament right now, where they're trying to pass the Narra bill, and there is currently voting that is taking place at the moment. Oh my God, I'm gonna do this again. There's currently voting that is taking place at the moment, my viewers and subscribers. And I am going to let you see something that I screen recorded because Malahoo, Kalaloo vote against our government, She abstain, my viewers and subscribers. I want to know if you hear me say. Me say Malahoo, Kalaloo abstain. Malahoo, Kalaloo decide that she's not going to vote in favor of the government. She decided that she's going to abstain. And I say, when Andrew Holness see it, I say, the man face, make up, the man face, make up, the man face, make up. My video subscribers, voting is currently underway as they discuss the bill. And I'm telling you that on a number of occasions, I see where Malahoo don't agree with them.
If you're missing 5 or more teeth, Nuvia Dental Implant Center has a life-changing solution.
I see where they don't agree with her, and she don't agree with them. But we're going to be discussing it, my viewers and subscribers. Like and share the video as you join us. Malahoo is standing on what she believes in, my viewers and subscribers. She's not voting in favor of our government or with our government. She's abstaining on quite a number of the statements are the suggestions of the government, and we're going to be giving you it in a hot topic style. So remember to like the video, everybody, share the video as you join us. We're going directly into Parliament to make you hear the things them walk. Go on, my viewers and subscribers, like and share the video, everybody, like and share the video. We're going to go directly into Parliament.
The resources of existing.
As I said to you, my viewers and subscribers, they're currently voting on the Narra bill. It seems as if they're going to make a decision if it is going to be passed tonight. There are a number of amendments that are being made, and Malahoo should not vote with our government, my viewers and subscribers. So me know say Andrew and the Labour rights them very upset with Malahoo. Yes, she shock Andrew. But we're going to be going into discussions tonight, my viewers and subscribers. So welcome again. Remember to like the video, share the video. You know what I mean? And make we see if the government are going to pass the Narra bill tonight. It looks like it's going to be passed, but with a number of changes and amendments. You know what I mean? And I realized the PNP made a couple suggestions and amendments, and it was accepted. But in other where they could not agree, it went to a divide. Each member name was called, and they voted yes or no. Let's see how it goes further. Let's go to Parliament right now.
Include mandatory environment impact assessment. I don't see it anywhere. No, I'm just asking. I didn't see it anywhere else, and I thought that this would be a good place for it. Did I miss it?
No, you didn't.
Because if I didn't miss it, I think that it is important. No, even to say we're necessary. I mean, I'd like to know that we are, in fact, protecting the environment, and that we are making sure that these kind of T's are crossed and I's dotted in this regard.
Madam Chair.
Hold on a moment, please. Member Jackson actually was before.
I can yield if that's the case.
Yours was covered, thank you. Minister Samuda?
Madam Chair, there is absolutely nothing in this piece of legislation that is in conflict with the Standards Act. And to the best of my knowledge, I'm the only person in this House on either side that has sat as chair.
So good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Welcome to Jamaica Topic. Like we said, the bill has not passed as yet, but seems as if it's going to be passed. But with the changes that are being suggested by the People's National Party and a few of the other 28 groups. So they're doing the votes tonight, my dear subscribers, and they're voting it clause by clause, section by section. So let us just continue to listen, and I'll give you my opinion, and we can talk in the comment section. All right. So we're going to see if the bill will be passed tonight. And honestly, in my opinion, it seems as if it's going to be passed, but with the changes that the PNP are asking for, some of the changes, my dear subscribers, let us continue to go down into the debate.
In question in this particular matter, and I would encourage you, Madam Chair, to put this matter to a vote because it is not in contravention of anything related to the Bureau of Standards. And I am certain of that. So please put it to a vote, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I just want to respond in short. One, we cannot use Narra as a catch-all for all issues of efficiency. To the member from St. Anne, and the Minister Samuda would have responded to the matter related to 4F, and I just want to say that it will be in accordance with the existing laws of Jamaica. I don't think there is anything else for me to respond to. Can we put the matter to a vote?
So they are currently putting the matter to a vote. Let's see.
Yeah, but the Prime Minister has already addressed it. With the Constitution of Jamaica, the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms, it's not the same thing. No, what I'm saying is, to echo what the Prime Minister said, the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms, as well as the Constitution of Jamaica, address it.
Opposition Leader, let me just make sure I clarify. Are you saying that you would like to put to a vote the amendment you're recommending? I would like the Minister to tell me what he feels about that, because I find that to be quite abnormal, and I would not. No, I would never go there. What we put to a vote in the House are the amendments clause.
Smart teams build big.
What are we a Bigfoot she out of order? Make Mark Golin get the vote pan theme suggestion. What are we this Bigfoot woman out of order?
Hold on, Opposition Leader, and where there are differences in views, as in the case where you are of the view that you would like to have a vote on your amendment, that is done through the process of a divide if you are not in a position to support the clause.
What away this Bigfoot woman? Leave the man, leave Mark Golin, make Mark Golin.
All right, go ahead. Hold on, one at a time.
Yes.
Opposition Leader first.
Yes. Just to say that.
Hold on, Opposition Leader, and after that, we go to the Minister piloting the bill. Thank you. Go ahead, Opposition Leader.
There's no provision in the Constitution that I'm aware of that protects individuals from political discrimination. Secondly, enforcing constitutional rights requires going to court and all of the expense that entails. The advantage of putting a provision in here where the body itself, Narra, would have a specific obligation not to discriminate on those grounds would be that the CEO and staff of Narra would know that their own statute directs them not to do that. Yes. And given that there are other provisions which require all individuals involved in projects to be disclosed to the Cabinet and so on for the Cabinet to approve, there is a real risk of a perception of that arising. This is why I think it's an important amendment, and if you won't put it to the vote, we will just have to answer to you when you put the clause without it.
Yes, that is perfect, Opposition Leader.
Chair, I wish to put clause 4.
No, but sorry, Minister, you didn't respond to my second point.
No, member, you asked what is the mischief. I have not been in the House for as long as many of the members, but the day we get to that place where we start voting on pieces of amendments, it goes into a totally different realm. No, we are not there. Minister, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. Remember that the only amendment that we're putting is in the marginal note to the clause, delete the word "the."
Sorry, but my question...
I am putting clause 4 with the amendment. I am putting the amendment to clause 4. I am putting the amendment to clause 4. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those against?
Hold on, man. But
divide. Clark?
So what you're realizing now is that there is a divide of the vote. Margolin is suggesting something, the government is suggesting something, and they're voting on it. So there is a divide. So what they're going to do is that they're going to call the members of the government name and the members of the opposition name, and then that is the number of votes that is going to decide. Let's go into the votes.
No, leader of opposition business. Do you have a different point? Do you have a different point? Yes or no? Yes or no?
And what is a Bigfoot woman do? Somebody can't tell a Bigfoot woman to behave herself. But why is she in the house go like her sister them she talk to and her little dog them with their yard? Now they pause the audio.
Mr. Azan?
The chair doesn't pilot the bill in our members. So if the minister who is piloting the bill has asked me to put the amendments, he has already asked. The minister is piloting the bill.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Members.
Yes, Madam Chair, the simple point I wish to put and to make is that any member, any one of us, can propose an amendment to any section in committee
that's
of the
not
bill.
In question. Opposition business. That's not
Chair,
in contention.
Madam Chair,
that's not in contention.
Your role is really to allow the members to speak.
No, I take offense to that. No. Leader of opposition business. If you do...
Anybody realize that she's so upset she try to lock off Philip Paul when Mike and lock off fear one? About this downtown bully?
Note, the chair has allowed for amendments to be proposed. The amendments are proposed. I am saying to you, leader of opposition business, that to start an exercise where we are voting on the proposed amendment of any member is out of the norm. What we vote on is the amendment that is being put forward by the person piloting the bill. And all members of the House have the opportunity to vote yea, nay, to call a divide and vote accordingly. Minister?
Stress out.
Just on a point of clarification, Chairman, the leader of the opposition...
Listen to Dr. Wicked, Dr. 28 bank account. Listen to him now, Wicked Dr. Brocky Chain.
...pointed out that he's not aware of anywhere in the Constitution that speaks to discrimination on the basis of one's politics. My
Move your teeth himself off of the screen.
information, and I stand to be corrected, is that the Constitution does speak to one's political opinion. So we just, well, you know, one's opinion could equate to an affiliation as well. So I just want that for the record, Madam Chair, that the requirement for this to be included would be redundant.
Move your big nose teeth himself. You go on like say nobody regard your opinion. Go on from here say look at teeth himself. You think you get the teeth taxi as money?
Chair, can we have
Put your mic on. So members, no, don't. It doesn't make sense to turn on your mic again, member. We are finished. The person who is piloting the bill, for your understanding, has already indicated that we should put the clause as he is putting forward. Two options are available to us. We vote yea, nay, or we call for a divide. And members, I am asking that we do not go down the rabbit hole of attempting to introduce something very new to the parliament.
Talk to Andrew or go down the road on a man the rabbit hole. That is what you must go do.
So, as leader of opposition business said, members, every single member is allowed to put forward any recommendation you would like. That is not a challenge. However, the person piloting the bill ultimately will say to all of us in the House, this is what I am putting to the House for a vote. So we will not start a process of voting on what you would like to vote on. House Leader?
Chair, we already put the clause with the amendment that we noted, which is in the marginal note to the clause, delete the word "the," and I'm asking you to put that clause. Clause 4 as amended.
The question is that we put clause 4 as amended and a divide has been called. Clerk?
Mr. Azan, Mr. Bartlett.
So they're currently at a divide now where Section 4 is concerned. So what their clerk is doing is calling each member of the House name alphabetically, and they will say yea or no to the clause, and then the amount of yes decides if the clause is passed or not. Let's go into the names.
Dr. Chang, Mr. Charles Jr.
And I want everybody to listen to Malahoo, Kalaloo, you know, because when all of the JLP member them vote yes, you know, Malahoo, Kalaloo vote abstain. Hey, Mr. Andrew face makeup when him hear her.
Mrs. Cuthbert Flynn, Miss Daly, Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert, Dr. Dawes, Mr. Golden, Mr. Gordon, Ms. Grange, Mr. Green, Ms. Hamilton, Mr. Hales, Mr. Hines, Mr. Hines, Dr. Holness, Mr. Hilton, Mr. Jackson, Ms. Jess, Ms. Lee, Mrs. Malahoo Fort, Mrs. Malahoo Fort.
Everybody notice that? Anybody notice it? Then call Malahoo name and should no answer. Anybody realize that me I telling you? Them call Malahoo, Kalaloo name and should no answer. Malahoo no in a them shall vote against them. All JLP members say yes. Listen to Malahoo what go on with Malahoo. Listen to this.
I'm saying the proposal is already covered in Section 13(3)(b) of the Constitution.
Member
so it's
Malahoo
unnecessary.
Fort, you are required to vote yea or nay or abstain.
Malahoo Fort, your vote?
What did you...
Murder! me touch up them like guns. Students, Malahoo, pepper them. Share the live with somebody. Malahoo, pepper them with skeleton and time.
Vote, member, because I did not hear that.
Nay.
Okay, thank you, member. Go ahead.
Anybody hear that? Malahoo vote nay. Anybody realize that Malahoo and Juliet catch up a while ago? Malahoo vote nay. Somebody type nay. Me say Malahoo fix them business over there, you see, students. It look like when them done, them a go put her out at the party.
Ambassador Marks, Mr. Main, Mr. Mackenzie, Mrs. Miller Bennett, Mr. Montague, Mr. Morgan, Mr. Morris, Mr. Morris, Miss Morrison, Mrs. Nita Garvey, Mrs. Nita Garvey.
Me say it's sweet. Me oh Malahoo pepper them, you see, students. Malahoo say nay, and when she not say nay, she abstain. Lord Jesus.
Yes. Mr. Robertson, Mr. Robinson, Dr. Russell, Mr. Samuda, Mr. Seabright, Ms. Shaw, Mr. Smith, Mr. Terry Long, Dr. Tufton, Mr. Darrell Vaz, Mr. Dwayne Vaz, Mr. Warmington, Dr. Wheatley, Dr. Wheatley.
Moderator Pat, you say you can't call her Malahoo no more. Where you go call her?
Mr. Donovan Williams, Mrs. Favor Williams, and Mr. Witter.
Why dirty Terry Long a call Malahoo name? Why long tongue Terry Long no go for Patrick Bailey house and stop call Malahoo name?
Member Malahoo Fort.
Yay. Yay. Yay is my vote.
No, but you said no a while ago. Students, when you never hear Malahoo say nay. So Malahoo say yay is our vote now. Students, didn't you hear when Malahoo said nay a while ago? If you hear she said nay, type nay. So how do you want me to change our vote to yay now?
Yay. Yes.
Look here, members. Member Malahoo Fort. There's only one chairman, you know. One.
Hey, students, Malahoo pepper them in there. Malahoo pepper them skin in there.
No, that's the rule. Please, follow the rule. I asked what was the vote of the member. No, I couldn't hear her. I heard the member beside her answer for her. She said something about... You can pull it. Member Malahoo Fort, what was your vote?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Students, when you type no for we know, type nay for we know, because Malahoo said nay a while ago. Me a bit pan record, you a bit pan record. Pat ear, Judith ear, Blue Bee ear, Samantha ear, Dorothy, Kerry in, praise God. Everybody in your ear when Malahoo say nay. Say yay. Some of them know how them a make Malahoo change our vote now. Them pass the mic, them students. Them pause the mic because apparently them a decide what is Malahoo vote, yay or nay, eh? What is going on in there? What is really going on in there?
Members. No, I heard her discussing something about an amendment. However, members, it doesn't make sense, you know, like part of it is for us to also learn I am happy to learn. So, Member Daly, the reason why you cannot vote after you have stepped in, which the opposition knows, particularly those who have been in the House before last year, they're aware. Once you're not here when your name is called, that's it. However, if a member wants to change their vote, up until the time that we have tallied and announced the tally, they are at liberty to do so. So whatever the member votes...
Everybody realize what happened? PNP MP Denise Daly, it seemed like she go bathroom or go somewhere. When them call her name, she was not there. So Juliet says she's not accepting her vote. But Malahoo Kalalu, who said, yeah, she's allowed to change her vote, and Juliet want to accept that. Juliet bias.
Voted, the member is able to change her vote if she so choose. Member, but pardon me? No, you were not in the chamber, Member Daly. Tally, please.
You know, say this Bigfoot woman out of order. You know, say this Bigfoot lady out of order. Somebody talk to that Bigfoot lady.
Member Charles, Chairman, what is it, sir?
1 second. It is very important for the records. This is not a matter of change of vote. And I can say this as somebody who is right beside the member. It is a matter of clarification of what was heard. And the hold on.
Hold on, the student. You see all that money a lie? What you mean by Malahoo vote is not a change of vote. It is a clarification of what was heard. I want to ask everybody listening on this platform, what did you hear Malahoo say? Eh? What did you hear Malahoo say, my viewers and subscribers? Eh? Didn't she say nay at first? Didn't we all hear she say nay and I stop it and say yes, Malahoo vote against our government and say nay? Didn't we all hear her say nay? So what I'm going to by it and tell you by is not a change of vote. It is a clarification of what we heard. We don't need no clarification of what we heard. We already know what we heard. She said nay. So anything is being done is a change of vote.
Luckily in this case, the member also, in her preamble to her vote, explained herself, unlike the rest of us. And in her explanation, she was very clear as to what she said about 13 being the Constitution. A nay vote would make no sense.
Member Charles, you are absolutely correct because it was in her explanation
exactly. So
that I appreciated.
That clarification.
Yes, and members, Erskine May, paragraph 2586. If any member of the Lords by mistake votes in a wrong lobby, they must wait until the others in that lobby have voted and then ask the tellers not to count their vote. The tellers...
You hear what they say? She voted in the wrong way. That is what they're saying, you know. They're saying that she voted in the wrong way.
Then accompany the member of Lords concerned to the table and look, no, she did. She did. She said that's not what she voted, and no.
Move your liar self. I'm gonna intimidate her. Move your liar self from there, Sir Juliet. We all know what we heard. They think we lie like you.
And Mr. Cousins, I don't know why you'd like to be here forever, okay? But the member's explanation, which I listened to, did not accord. She was actually objecting to the amendment being suggested. That's what I got from her statement. So...
Liar tell. Students, if I lie, Bigfoot I tell. Type lie. Use a liar Bigfoot.
Let me tell you, members, the ayes 32, the nays 27, and absent 3. Members, the clause carries as amended. Next clause...
I wish to put clause.
So them pass that clause they know. You see how them wicked that them do a thief, them way through the clauses, you know. As much as they have the majority of the numbers, the thief in the way through the clauses, you know.
Clause 5, 6, and 7 without amendments. I wish to put clause 5, 6, and 7 without amendments.
5, 6, and 7 without amendments. Members, the principality in the bill. That's not a joke, you know. 5, 6, and 7.
Boy, might be the
you don't ever do that, member. Marshall, please. Angela Brownberg. I name you.
We are not motion send Marshall for Angela Brownberg. What did a Bigfoot what did a Bigfoot woman do? You don't see the Bigfoot woman motion send Marshall for Angela Brownberg.
Outside. Outside.
She mean by outside. Students for Bigfoot mean by outside.
Outside. Marshall. Go for her.
We know you can't get Angela outside. Students on the stand up and on the foot. She can't get Angela outside. She can't get Angela outside. You must say, mother, turn parliament and turn up now. This big
Angela Brownberg.
Angela outside. This woman can't get Angela outside.
Members, I name Angela Brownberg.
Mr. Angela now go where? Angela now move.
In favor? Those against, the ayes have it. Member outside.
Make we see if Angela go get up. Make we see if Angela go get. What away this Bigfoot woman brighter out about she have charge.
Don't let your vacation rental and
a student. What away this Bigfoot woman out about. Wanna touch up the like button and share this video with everybody for me now. What away this Bigfoot woman out about big politician Angela Brownberg. This girl want get out of parliament. What away this girl bright. Then pass the mic. Students, what away this Bigfoot woman out of order.
Standing order under rules of order number 43, subsection 2. The speaker or chair shall order any member whose conduct is grossly disorderly to withdraw immediately from the House during the remainder of the day sitting, and may direct such steps to be taken as are necessary to enforce such.
Students on the type, don't move, because Angela now move. On the type, don't move.
Order.
What away this Bigfoot woman out of order? I turn parliament, I turn upside down, because Angela now move, and them can't touch Angela in there, You can't imagine Angela in a parliament.
Member Angela Brownberg. Member.
You can imagine Angela Brownberg going to parliament before Bigfoot Juliet decide to come in a parliament and she want to get the woman out. What a Bigfoot girl, bright. Me know Angela now move students. Angela then pass the mic. Me know Angela now move students. On the time, don't move Angela. On the time, don't move. Students on the type, don't move, because Angela now move.
House
Madam
Leader.
Speaker.
But if you're a subscriber on time, don't move, Angela not moving.
I hereby move. Madam Speaker, I hereby move that the member for St. Andrews South be suspended for the rest of the duration of the House.
Those in favor? Those against? Clark?
Let me see them are going to make no Clark take out Angela out of the old Jamaica. You see old Juliet out of order and create war and judgment in the parliament. You see old Juliet, Bigfoot Juliet, were just coming to parliament out of order. Angela Brownberg is a stalwart, a long time politician in this country. And you mean to tell me say Bigfoot Juliet owners will come in a parliament because our man want get out Angela. Angela don't move, and PNP wanna stand up like gorilla glue they on the foot count now move. They pass the mic. See Angela laughed. Angela is not even perturbed by them. So then say on the type don't move. Everybody in the comments type don't move. And put up some orange color, students. Put up some orange color and type, don't move, because we're now going away. A gorilla glue we have put powerful, right? Don't move. Students, you can imagine the Bigfoot woman here?
Chairman, the motion that is being moved is that the member for Southeast St. Andrew be suspended for the remainder of the sitting.
Angela. Students are judgment in a parliament, you know. No. Judgment in a
Members.
Madam.
Marshall, could you please remove
Madam
the member
Chairman.
immediately?
Move what?
Immediately
Move
remove
what?
the member.
Andrew better tell him wife not touch Angela in a parliament and make nobody take her out, you know. Students, me say if this happen, judgment in the country. Judgment.
You are instructed to please immediately remove the member from the House.
Madam Chairman, we were proceeding quite effectively in going through the clause.
Say Andrew better tell him woman for don't allow Angela, you know, go look for road that we are take her man, you know.
Clauses of the bill. I think what we are witnessing now is a display which, when we reflect on this in years to come, it will not be amongst our best. And I think the order of the House and dignity of the House must be preserved. And I would invite all members to join in preserving that dignity of the House.
Oh, we don't say about preserve dignity. Angela, don't move.
You are the members.
Instead of you tell your wife, say wife, back down and make we continue with the debate, you talk about dignity. We don't say. My dear subscribers, them pause the mic. We are going to see what happens if Angela go move. Everybody type don't move. Yeah. We are going to see who are going to touch Angela and take her out of parliament. This Bigfoot, nasty Bigfoot woman up on your screen. This dirty Bigfoot woman up on your screen. Students, on the type one word to describe Juliet Ocean Bright and Festa. Angela, nah, move. Students, on the type, don't move. Students, on the type, don't move. Angela, not move. Me student, me are going to type, don't move for me, no. Don't move.
Please follow the rules of the House, members.
No, please
and
follow
yes,
the rules of the House.
if a member behaves out of order, the standing orders allow for the naming of said member. The rules of the House are serious and we should not take them for granted.
Not too much time Warmington be a bad in the house. Start the truth now. Not too much time Warmington be a bad in the house and nobody never asks Warmington be removed. Move your dirty self.
Look.
I like how PNP stand up beside Angela. Then I off the mic again. Mr. Students, me like how PNP stand up beside Angela. Me like how PNP stand up beside Angela because Angela not moving, she not going nowhere. No little pissy tail girl from Spanish Town can't take Angela out of the house. Students, if you not agree with her, I said, don't move, Angela, don't move. Everybody are typing in the comments said, don't move, Angela, don't move. Everybody type, don't move. I only can't touch her and draw out neither. You know, must say mad. Students, no calls right now. No calls right now, my beautiful subscribers. We can't take any calls right now. We can't take any calls right now, my beautiful subscribers. No calls at the moment. No calls right now. Moderators type no calls for me, no, please. Students type no calls right now. Everybody type no calls. Everybody type no calls to me now. Yeah, no call. Moderator, only type no calls to me there. Angela, don't move. We're not serious. We're not serious. We are stand up our foot now.
Marshall,
she not going
Marshall,
nowhere.
Could you please explain to the member the rules of the House and the next action that follows if she does not remove herself from the House? Please explain.
Let me tell you what is happening. Juliet always exercise brute force. Juliet always is exercising brute force and using political bullyism. If you agree with me, type yes. Nobody in Parliament has behaved as worse as Warmington, and we've never seen her as a speaker ask for Warmington to move. She's not telling us what Angela Brownberg has done, but what Angela Brownberg has stalwart of this country to move. So that to the type, don't move, cause Angela now move.
Based on the rules of the House, what happens next? Let me expect no. If she does not follow the rules, she will be suspended.
Have to go move. Everybody type don't move. You have to go suspend her because she's not moving. Somebody type don't move. Me like how PNP man them stand up round her. Me like how Dayton Campbell go stand up round her. Me like how Peter Bunting and Julian stand up round her. Proud comrades run some orange colors in the comments. Proud cut me pass the mic. Comrade, run some orange colors in the comments. Me like how PNP stand up round her. Don't move, Angela.
Members,
Don't move.
members, I'm suspending the committee and resuming the House. Marshal, could you lift the mace, please? Suspending committee.
So, students, you see, all along we have been telling PNP, say anytime they do anything, they must lift the mace and walk out. You see, when she upset, she tell the marshal to lift the mace. You realize? We're not moving. Angela, not moving. It have to suspend.
Charles, could you raise the mace?
You could have raised it till thy kingdom come.
Charles, whether they're seated or not,
moving.
raise the mace. That's the instruction.
Everybody type not moving.
Members, we are back in the House.
We're not moving.
Member Angelo Brown-Burke, the member from St. Andrew Southwestern. I am asking that you appreciate that you have been named by the chair in committee and you are named by the Speaker of the House for...
Speaker of the House is a pissing tail girl where I get bun. The Speaker of the House is a pissing tail girl where I get bun and I carry feelings. That's what you are. Try exercise authority. Go exercise it over your husband when you stop give your bun.
Disorderly conduct. Member, at no time can you grab the mace in Parliament. Not even in jest, member.
So my viewers and subscribers, we're just getting to understand what you say Angela did. Because I have been listening all along to hear what Angela do. And she never said what Angela do. But she just said that Angela lifted the mace. She just told us what Angela Brown-Burke did. She said Angela lifted the mace. She said Angela lifted the mace. Let us continue to listen to it.
And not in protest either, Member Burchell.
She's just telling us what Angela Brown-Burke did. They pause the mic again. For the first time, she's telling us, after going into a temper tantrum, she's just doing the right thing by telling the Parliament and the general public what she's accusing the member, Angela Brown-Burke, of. For the very first time, she's just telling us.
Member, do not leave. Member, do not leave. None of you. Members.
You will not have your way, Bigfoot. This is not Burger King, have it your way. You will not have your way in this house. Go control your house up by Beverly Hills or go control your house somewhere that rabbit take over. You will not control the People's National Party. And I like how the men in PNP went to stand by Angela. Bright and out of order, but you wanted Marshall to remove such a stalwart like Angela Brown-Burke. She's disrespectful.
Members, again, I'm at the House. I am going to ask that we put to a vote the removal of the member. Yes.
Why are you so adamant to remove the member? You say the member is suspended that she can't vote. Continue acknowledging who can vote and continue. She's adamant to get the woman out of the house. That is what she's doing because she's escalating the matter now. She's asking members to vote for Angela to come out of the house. No. This little pissy tail vindictive girl where you see on the screen here, so.
House Leader.
Let's start with the beginning. The fact that she indicated that she wanted to see.
Southeast or southwest? Southwest. Madam Speaker, in accordance with
All of us can speak for 30 minutes on this motion.
there's no debate. In accordance with standing.
PNP, stand your ground. Remember, tell you what the man in Jamaica. You remember, say this law is very, very important, and it is 10:51 now, and JLP still they want to pass the law while them in a parliament almost 11 o'clock. They want to pass this law so bad that even so late, this is the latest we've ever seen them in a parliament, and they want to get out one vote from the PNP. We will not allow it to happen.
Order 43-4. I move that the member for St. Andrew South East, Southwest, St. Andrew Southwest be suspended for the duration of the rest of the sitting of the House.
Those in favor?
Madam Speaker.
Those against? Those against? No.
The woman have something to say, Bigfoot, Juliet. Listen to the woman.
That's not allowed. Those against? Those against? The ayes have it.
Stand up, Angela. Mr. Comrades on the type, don't move, because Angela not going nowhere. My business subscriber, let me tell you what is happening. What you're seeing before your eyes is the danger of a husband and wife running the country. What you're seeing is the perfect example of the danger of a husband and wife. Because the husband who is the prime minister want to pass this law, and the wife who is the speaker of the house is intended to see her man pass his bill and ensure that nobody gets in the way of our man. That is the biggest danger of having a husband and wife running the country. If you agree with me, type yes. Because if another speaker, they would have overlooked this and possibly continued on with what they were doing. But she, Juliet Holness, is on an ego trip. Very vindictive. Very vindictive, trying to exercise the rule of law. Go exercise the rule of law in your bedroom and your dirty affairs that you continue to throw into the public's face. If anybody should be removed from the House of Parliament, it should be you and your dirt and linen. We've never had a speaker this distastable and unpleasant and unsightly and distasteful like you. Maybe the subscribers, I am telling you what you're seeing here is the perfect example of an ego trip. That is what is happening here. And Angela Brownberg, being the stalwart that she is, and
members,
she will not be pushed over.
I'm going to suspend the sitting of the House for 5 minutes. We will be back at 10:50. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
So my viewers subscribers, the House is suspended. My viewers subscribers, I'm going to open the phone lines now. I'm going to open the phone lines. Anybody want to call me? Let us talk about this, my viewers and subscribers. I am opening the phone lines now while we wait for the resumption. My viewers and subscribers, I am telling you, say Juliet Holness could have overlooked this and proceed with the parliament. If you agree with me, type yes. Juliet Holness could have overlooked this and she could have proceeded with the parliament, but she's trying to exercise authority on Angela Brownberg and she's stopping parliament and making it seem as if Angela Brownberg is the problem. Let me tell you what happened. You see, for every rule in a life, there are exceptions, my viewers and subscribers. You understand? And there are discretions. There are certainly discretions. Let me take the first call on the program. Good night, Marie. You're live on the program.
Yes, HT. But we never
Yes.
know say the mace she touch. Well,
Yes.
whatever. But so what? How much time was this evening was in there? Trace people go away and think
Yes.
if I didn't want in time, she couldn't do nothing. We
She
say
couldn't do nothing.
HT. If we're not proud, HT. If we're not proud for be a comrade tonight, remember me tell you. I'm proud.
And hey, I'm telling you, I say my life. You see, all the PNP man them go stand upside Angela because she couldn't get no marshal to take out
You better
Angela.
than that. Mr. Angela stand up like gorilla glue. Mr.
Yes.
Me love it. You say any of them that ever walk out would I lose faith in a
Would I
PNP and them would
lose
I win
faith in
again.
them? Would I lose faith in them? They know the one we are watch them.
PNP status large tonight. Remember, we're proud.
Of course.
We're proud.
Of course.
And you can't was this even a trace like a South Lane girl. Warmington all the time, you know, push out nobody.
Yes.
Angela, we're a bigger parliamentarian than she.
Big veteran in a parliament and the big foot girl will push her out. She out of order.
Hey, she have a vengeance when she push the button or the one push the button with a vengeance. Like her mate, she push.
You see, earlier on, she did the very same thing, you know. Somebody from the PNP was talking and she pushed the button so hard she lock off her own mic, and I highlighted it. So let me tell you, she's carrying up vengeance and vindictiveness in the parliament, and this is a living example why she must be removed. And I'm saying this again, Marie. You see, because she's trying to exert that level of authority for Angela Brownberg as a senior parliamentarian, and because her ego was bruised. Because let me tell you what happened. She said Angela Brownberg must get up and Angela not do it. She could have said to her, say, apologize and move on. But her ego was bruised and she's trying to make an example out of it. And the more she tried to be firm to make an example, it's more Angela become firmer and decides, say, you girl can't discipline me.
Yes, because she a big mama. So she want to make an example. Like, if you don't do this, you know, and your mother think, if you do this, this is what gonna happen. Gosh, but she shame her ego, Bruce. Kawa, turn up in there. And a year house and up a Shenstone Drive, this a Beverly Hills. At Duke Street, this. And
Marie, you can imagine that little pissy tail girl who just come in a parliament versus Angela in a parliament from Wapikill Philo.
Do man come from local government days. You understand me?
And this
from
little pissy tail girl, and work, she work for getting at the seat. Her man make she get the seat, you know. Angela work from council, come up and work her roads and respect, you know. And you know when it happen now, the Prime Minister big nose Devon, he need to go to him wife and tell her to reduce her ego trip and make the parliament move on.
When you look back in our history, the whole heap of thief with the 28 bank account. This was a Porsche moment tonight. How are you? Yes. But a Mark Golding tonight, because them never walk out. Mark
disappointed. Yes.
If Mark status should have say me like all them huddle around like them on the like how they on the football field. Me love the humble.
Yes. Love how they stand up and don't move.
One for all for one.
Yes, the out of order. I try get ego trip.
HT, the 28 Musketeers tonight. Sure. Who you? You understand me? Go on and take your break. You need to take that one and go on, woman, and go on with your husband and see if you can calm him tonight. Get who? Angela is a moment. This in our history, Angela. You're gone down. Gorilla Glue. All right, HT, somebody might want to call me proud.
Big up on yourself. Big up yourself, Marie. Blessings. Blessings, Marie. Blessings. Blessings. Yes. My viewers and subscribers, talk to me. Tell me what is happening. How you feeling, my viewers and subscribers? How you feeling? PNP decide them stand up and they're not moving at all, my viewers and subscribers. And I like that. Juliet Wellness is out of order, my viewers and subscribers. I want everybody to think about it, you know. The parliament would have been continuing and everybody would be all right. But Juliet is on an ego trip. Yes, Carly, live and welcome to the Topic Late Night Show. Welcome, sir.
Yes, teacher. Good night to the teacher and the student, them, you know.
Brother Mundo, say you want this by the PNP.
Teacher, that is a wrong one the PNP man have with. You don't listen to Angela talk.
The toughest thing
Angela,
PNP have, Angela, when I toughest
Mr.
thing with PNP have, Angela have backbone,
Teacher, I rang somebody in my I ran with. If I did try with what I young one them. No,
Yes.
Angela.
Yes.
No, Angela.
Yes.
Yeah, you're mad.
Not Angela
Angela
Brownberg.
Brownberg. It come like them now have no sense. I rang somebody they were rap with, man. But they have here to kill the thing and we have to, yo, this is a woman that must feed. They say her puffing and her huffing can frighten Angela.
That is it.
That
That is it.
can
She'll
if you
have
woman
a
get a laugh.
Marshall, you're going to be escorted and you're going this. Angela just sit down and said, we're not drink our water. Let me tell you what happened on Mundo. And I'm going to say this. You see what they're doing? It is all political. They want to pass this bill. Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister of the country and him want to pass the bill. Juliet Holness is his wife and she's the Speaker of the House and she knows her man want to pass the bill, right? And if they can get out one vote, she will try get out one vote. You see the importance I want me to talk about? Tonight when they're
Yeah, man, I
voting on
got
this
them a
special
time.
bill, she's trying to reduce one vote with PNP and that is what she's trying to do. A while ago she tell Denise
Yes.
Daly that she couldn't vote because she go a bathroom and come back. You see the point I'm making? So she's trying to reduce and minimize the amount of votes the PNP get. And she now decided that she wanted to bully Angela and to exert her authority. It's not working with Angela, my brother. Not working.
Teacher, I'm not feel say no bill for pass no parliament still. I feel say independent people for pass bills still. This parliament have too much power in our country. No bill. I feel say all of that is stopping our parliament. Because when we come to the level as first time if we go demonstrate, no. First time when you demonstrate, a group of people go out there and go demonstrate. No, you have to go get permit to demonstrate. So them are setting the laws in a them favor.
Yes.
That's all them doing,
That is
Enough people know say you could have to take you don't have to go something there to go demonstrate
Yes.
I get locked up. So these people are passing the laws to protect themselves and to have them own way.
Yes.
And at time for that stop.
Yes.
Politicians have too much power in our country. They need to strip back some of them power, man. Too much.
And Juliet Holness is on too much of an ego trip. She need to have a humble demeanor and be a peacekeeper as a speaker of the house. My brother, as she make all of this a go on, she could have overlooked where Angela Brownberg do proceed with the parliament, But because she go on like she want to be big woman over Angela stand up on her feet and she feel offended. That is why everything is happening here. So she out of order and her man must go on about to talk to her.
Listen, me, man. What this proof to us say? Say Juliet Holness is the man at the yard, not Andrew. Yes, he get up and speak and he can't. You can't have your woman and something go on and you can't tell him, say, yeah, what? Forget about that, man. We'll move on. You talk about history and this now go look good.
Yes.
Tell your woman, say, brother, loud that.
Yes.
In a fear one way then. Loud that and we continue.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Apparently.
So if this way is no man no way, brother.
Yes.
Is a man where girl around his head around the country.
Yes.
Simple. And is a man where girl around his head and I come run for the country.
Yes.
You better one woman be a prime minister then. Better than give her a prime minister then.
Boy, I tell
Because if
you,
you are running prime
what we
minister
saw
head.
a while ago was so alarming. Alarming, my viewers and subscribers. We've never seen this ever in the history of the country. We've never seen this, my viewers and subscribers, where the speaker threw a temper tantrum, my viewers and subscribers, and is holding up something as important as this bill. Look at the time, it's minutes after 11, and the parliament has never convened so late in a parliament, according to my recollection. Parliament ever keeps so late yet? Want somebody to answer. You ever hear parliament to keep after 11 yet?
Teacher, that will show you how this bill important to them. Important how they want to get it across. If it's never important, they want to do this so long.
That is what I want to say. No, Mundo, like I ask the class, so my viewers and subscribers listening to me. Have you ever seen Parliament keeping at 11 o'clock in the night? Type yes or no. You ever see Parliament keep after 11 o'clock in the night? Like you said, Mundo, it shows the importance of this bill. They want to pass the bill. They're eager and anxious to pass the bill. You understand? And maybe because the
Yeah,
Juliet
man.
have a temper tantrum from Marlene Malahoo. She have a temper tantrum from Marlene Malahoo voting against them, and she couldn't take it out against Malahoo. But the moment Angela did something, she was quick to throw the tantrum at her. But a wrong decision, she make a better. She did throw it at Malahoo.
But how Juliet go mind when they're jealous over so much woman? When my woman is my mad, And that makes you move so aggressive, And that makes you notice when a woman move aggressive on a man. Or I move aggressive. So why the reason why you have to move so aggressive on the female them in a politics? You uncomfortable, man. You lose your position. You understand? But I must bad woman this year, brother. Me never see nothing like this, Master Juliet. No, sir. No, sir, teacher. No, sir. I thought me 40 years old and I first me ever see something like this.
We noticed that
No, man.
members, well, in a second, we realized that members of the opposition seems to be exiting the parliament. It
That
seems
big
to
one.
appear that the members of the opposition all are now exiting the parliament. That is what seems evident right here, because if you look over on the government side right here, you see a few seats, but a few government members are present. But if you look over on the opposition side, you realize that there are no members at all. And you realize
Yeah,
that
man.
Senator Damian
Bet
Crawford
they go
seems
out
to be
their
the
bed.
last of
No
them
sleep
walking
to
out.
them today. Bet they go out of their bed, man. Disappointed. Bright. Boy, you want to come to a famous star lady? You must be mad. I rank somebody my rank with, man. Anyway, teacher, me in a class I go and listen. Once somebody else get
All
attacked.
right,
What
my
me know
brother.
is listen to me.
Yes.
I rank somebody my rank with. You can't hurt. Big
All
up
right, my
yourself and
brother.
big up your classmates.
Blessings to you, Mundo. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. So, my viewers and subscribers, like I said, they've paused the audio. We're not hearing anything from the audio of the parliament right now, but we're currently seeing visuals. And like I said, it appears that the members of the opposition have exited the room. All have exited the room. I don't know if they're left to convene a meeting outside or they have left completely. But based on what we're seeing, my viewers and subscribers, the opposition doesn't seem to be in parliament at the moment. And if the opposition decides that they're going to leave the discussion and participate no more, I would agree with them, because this speaker is most disrespectful. This speaker, Juliet Holness, my viewers and subscribers, from the very get-go when she became Speaker of the House, a lot of people had questions about her. Let me take this call from Sister Hello right here. So, yes, good night, Sister Hello. You're live on the program. Welcome.
Good night, everybody.
Yes.
Good night, student. Good night, teacher, everyone. Yes. Hello. Is what
Yes.
happening there?
Yes. We
Are you
don't know
hearing me?
exactly what. Yeah, we're hearing the Sister Hello. We don't know exactly. All right, hold on a second, Sister Hello. They're back in Parliament, Sister Hello. I'll call you back. They're back in Parliament, all right?
I want them back.
Yes, yes, I'll call you back. They are back in Parliament now, my viewers and subscribers. Let's go. Let's go.
In terms of the powers to delegate, because it proves to be problematic. Thank you.
Is a different issue, opposition leader? Go ahead, please.
No,
and then after that, Member Green.
My concern is that the power of delegation is extremely wide. So other than the power of delegation itself, every other function of...
I noticed that I don't see Angela Brownberg. Somebody look good if you see Angela for me. Me not see Angela. I noticed the opposition come back, but me not see Angela. Somebody look if you see Angela for me now.
power in that can be delegated. And I think there should be some transparency in relation to this. Like, for example, if there's and it has to be in writing, it should be published. All delegations should be published on the website of Narra so that people can know what functions have been delegated. Because you may assume that the CEO is supposed to be doing something, and next thing you know, it's somebody else. And you wouldn't have any way of verifying that. So I think, given the importance of some of these powers and how far...
My dear subscribers, what exactly happened? Can somebody tell me what exactly happened? I don't see Angela Brown-Burke, my dear subscribers. Don't see Angela Brown-Burke.
Sorry, go ahead.
Madam Speaker, I have a different view. I think I appreciate the contribution of the members in relation to trying to provide a more restrictive framework, but I do believe it is clear that the delegation has to be in writing. It is clear that it cannot happen without the approval of the minister, which, in my mind, those two elements already provide a restrictive framework to which the delegation can be made. And I think we appreciate why it's the authority and the chief executive officer as separate legal entities, and that there has to be some.
But I am noticing that Angela Brown-Burke didn't come back, my dear subscribers. So what exactly happened? Is it a case where they heeded to public pressure and didn't bring back Angela, my viewers and subscribers? Is that the case, what happened here, students?
Constitution, etc., in relation thereto. So what is the authority? How is the authority? The authority in law is the CEO. So when I ask what is contemplated, when it says the authority on one hand may delegate and the CEO on the other hand may delegate, I'm struggling with the answer given. So that's one. The other part of it, though, is that many of the functions are technical functions that will require technical competence. And to say that the delegation is to any person may invite unnecessary criticism in the end, since we know issues of competence and who is allowed to carry out work is a live issue. All I'm saying is that any person needs a qualifier, because it has to be someone who is duly competent, whatever, to carry out the functions. These are technical functions.
Thanks, Member.
Madam Speaker.
Yes, go ahead, Member Green.
Madam Speaker, I think sometimes, even though we have the same objective, we may choose to legally go about it in different pathways. The Narra is a body corporate, and that is 3-1, and as such, a separate legal entity. I do appreciate the point raised that based on the schedule, it will be constituted by a CEO, but I think for completeness, the drafters have ensured that they indicate the authority and the CEO. The member may be of the view that it is not necessary. I appreciate that, but I am of the view that for completeness, it is the better approach. Outside of that, I think the limiting factor is that there has to be an approval by the minister, and it has to be done in writing. I do appreciate that what the member is saying is that sufficient safeguards in terms of technical competence, etc. But again, sometimes we disagree on what should be in legislation and what shouldn't be in the legislation, especially considering how hard it is oftentimes to get legislations to Parliament. So I believe it is sufficiently broad to allow flexibility, but also sufficiently constrained to ensure that there is oversight by the fact that it has to be in writing and that the minister provides a layer of approval. I think that's important.
Thank you, Member Green. Member Morgan.
Can we put the clause 6?
Members, the question is that we put clause 6. Those in favor? Those against? Divide, Clerk.
So my dear subscribers, when I reviewed the footage, the PNP was outside. Malahoo started talking. The camera was focused on her. And by the time she finished talking, the PNP was inside and Angela Brown-Burke was nowhere to be seen. Well, it would appear that they met outside, and I don't know what happened, but we don't see her inside. I have no comments where that is concerned. But anyway, let us proceed on the vote here.
Mr. Cousins, Mr. Cousins, Mr. Crawford, Miss Crawford, Mrs. Cuthbert Flynn, Miss Daly, Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert, Dr. Dawes, Mr. Golden, Mr. Gordon, Mr. Gordon, Miss Grange, Mr. Green, Miss Hamilton, Mr. Hales, Mr. Hines, Dr. Holness, Mr. Hilton, Mr. Jackson.
Well, my business subscribers, they're currently voting on one of the sections. And what I want you to realize is that this bill is absolutely important to them. At 11:16 p.m. Jamaican time, Parliament is still in session. Think about that. 11:16 p.m. and Parliament is still in session. It is obvious that this bill is very important to the Jamaica Labour Party. You understand? And it is obvious that they're going to pass the bill tonight. It is obvious that they're going to get through and pass the bill, but with a few amendments and a few changes. And if the PNP suggests something or the JLP have something in the bill and PNP don't agree with it, they go to a vote, and because JLP have the majority of the vote, they ultimately win. Angela Brownburg vote has been removed, so one less vote for that for the PNP.
Mr. Robertson, Mr. Robinson, Dr. Russell, Dr. Russell, Mr. Samuda, Mr. Seabright, Ms. Shaw, Mr. Smith, Mr. Terrelong, Dr. Tufton, Mr. Darrell Vaz, Mr. Dwayne Vaz, Mr. Warmington, Dr. Wheatley, Mr. Williams Delroy, Mr. Donovan Williams, Mrs. Williams, and Mr. Witter.
So you just heard them call each name and each person
Members,
say yea
the
or
clause
nay.
carries with a vote of 32 ayes, 25 nays, and 5 absent.
I put clause 7.
Member, put clause 7. Leader of.
So with that clause 6, they got 32 ayes, PNP 25 nays. So they were able to pass clause 6 even though PNP objected to it. That is what is happening regarding the clause. They're voting clause by clause.
Opposition?
Yes, I have a proposed amendment to clause 7. Well, the first amendment.
So look at what is going to happen now. Marky G, they're doing it clause by clause. They just vote clause 6 and JLP got the best of that clause. Now clause 7, Mark Golden is going to make a suggestion about clause 7. Let us see if they will uphold the suggestion or they will not uphold it or vote. Let us see.
Amendment is to change the marginal note to say appointment of board and power to appoint committees.
What?
So appointment of board and power to appoint committees. And then I would renumber the existing subsection 1 as subsection 2, and I'd insert a new subsection 1 that would read, the authority shall have a board comprising not less than 5 nor more than 9 members with a mandate to ensure effective and accountable oversight of the operations of the authority and the functions and responsibilities of the Chief Executive Officer.
Madam Speaker, I put clause 7.
So clause 7, you know, like I said, they're looking at the bill clause by clause, and in clause 7, they're talking about the board. Currently, there is no board. Narra has no board, and Mark Goling suggested that there be a board with no less than 5 members. Let us see if the government will accept that or they're going to reject it.
No, not as yet, Chair. Not as yet, member. There is a comment from the member from Portland Eastern, and also from Member Buchanan and Member Green. Member Buchanan, you turn your mic off, so I think you're again no longer in the line, but let me go through to you.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. This same amendment I'd raised earlier, and I'll just say it again, that in relation to the minister's ability to pay his committee, that it be subject as well to this usual Section 5, that it be capped similar to the salary regime in Section 5.5. That except with the prior approval of the minister responsible for the public service, no salary in excess of the prescribed rate shall be assigned to any post. So 7.1 should also, clause 7 should also be subject to Section 5.5. And that's my contribution. Just simply saying, again, that it's in reference to the capping, because when you look at Section 7, there is no restriction on the salaries that can be paid. So again, I'm saying that it should also say subject to Section 5.5, and that's not an impossible amendment.
Thanks,
it can be.
So good suggestion by ISAT Buchanan there, because they have not set out the salary scale for the CEO and the staff of Narra, and ISAT is saying that the salary must be capped at a certain level. Good suggestion. Let's go back to hear what they have to say.
This in terms of compensation on boards, and there are very well established procedures that deal with that, so you don't have to repeat that. So the minister cannot act outside of those rules.
Yeah, so
Member Green, and then to you, Member Morgan, who is piloting the bill.
Just, Madam Speaker, just to say, in this committee, as I indicated in my presentation, the best case models do not incorporate a board as suggested by the leader of the opposition. I do appreciate that our regular construct for designing organizations come with boards, but in the case of emergency response, which requires a sort of authority centralization and action, I had commended to the House the model used in New Zealand for their earthquake recovery, which models the model that we are using now, where there is no board, there is direct reporting to the minister with responsibility, but we have gone a step further, Madam Speaker, as the Prime Minister outlined, by
And realize how the thief them wicked. Everybody said that Narra must have a board, A board is a group of people who you have to report to directly to ensure that the agency is operating under certain rules and regulation. And this bill said Narra no have no board, and Mark Golding suggested it must have a board. Everybody else suggested it must have a board. The Air Flight Green attacks our board is not necessary. You know, hear him?
Incorporating Jamrock in keeping with our general oversight functions, taking the EPOC model. So again, I would suggest that we pass the clause as is so that we ensure the efficiency and speed of implementation and the transparency that is accorded throughout the bill.
You see what them want to do? They want to pass the bill as is without no board, my viewers and subscribers. They want to pass the bill as is without no
members,
board.
So
Let's
unless
see
you
how
have a
them
different point, opposition leader.
Let us see how them are going to vote.
Member Newell, you have a different point, Member Newell? Hold on, opposition leader. Member Newell?
Certainly needs a board.
Just on the point of the board and the other bodies that generally don't require. In New Zealand, which the minister just repeated, the cultures are different. So New Zealand, for example, is number 4 on the Transparency International Index. Jamaica is at number 73. Peru is at number 130. So we perhaps, based on our situation, we may want to look at different models and what kind of framework will ensure that there's confidence in the society. in terms of accountability.
Thank you. Opposition Leader?
Yes, sorry. I just wanted, in the amendment that I proposed, I wanted us to add a subsection 2 and renumber the other subsections which follow accordingly, which would say that the chairman of the authority shall be appointed from among its members by the minister in consultation with the leader of the opposition, and the minister may make regulations governing the procedures to be followed by the board, because there would need to be what a quorum is, how many meetings, how often it should meet, and so on. So there need to be regulations for that. So I would add that as a subsection 2, what I just said.
Thanks, Opposition Leader. Prime Minister?
Thank you, Chairman. I mean, the leader of the opposition just...
You hear a man goal in a talk, say there must be a board and there must be information as to how often the board meets. That is what any good organization does that have good governance structure. You understand? Regular meetings and updates. That is what every good business does. This government don't want a board. Listen to Mark Golin with integrity at talk, say it need a board. Listen to wicked liar, thief in Andrew Holness when I want a board. Listen to him.
Explain exactly why it is we have to avoid that model for quick and effective implementation. Just to be clear, the member from Central St. Mary pointed out that the New Zealand model might not apply because it's a different culture and the issues to do with corruption, perception, and so forth.
No cause
again,
right
for clarity,
now. No cause.
Where there is a very specific task for an entity to execute in a very well-defined period, the need to have a board that will exercise discretion, interpret policy, and deal with issues to do with the day-to-day management of the entity, those issues would not arise in this instance of an entity where the direction is specific and all that is needed to do is to execute. And that is why we have defined it as an executive authority. The need for a board does not arise in the sense of a governance board.
Andrew, we need a board. Everybody type, we need a board. We need a board for accountability, transparency, and most importantly, oversight. Andrew, oh, you're a thief. Why you don't want no oversight? The board is going to make sure, say, if you know a thief money, they catch it up quick. Why you no want a board, Andrew?
To address the issue of oversight and transparency and reporting, we have then the JAMROC, which will effectively report on what the entity is doing directly to the public. To be clear, a governance board does not play that role. The governance board does not report to the public on the operations of the public entity. It doesn't. There's no governance board that does that. So I think much of the concern is misplaced, or there is a great misunderstanding of how our public service is structured and administered.
Madam
Leader of the opposition, and then we will go back.
So you hear Andrew, no transparency. Andrew, he might tell us, say, oh, we don't need no board, man. We don't need no board. You see, oh, him want thief taxpayers' money easy. Let us hear Marky G with the rebuttal.
To Minister Morgan, who is piloting the bill.
Madam Chair, the authority is going to be administering billions and billions of dollars of expenditure, much of which will be borrowed from international partners and repayable with interest. It is necessary that the Chief Executive Officer has to report to a body that can give effective oversight over how that person is conducting the affairs of the authority, and all the more in the low-trust environment that exists in Jamaica. And my proposed amendments address that issue and reinforce the need for it, and also are not inconsistent in any way with the body operating in an efficient and business-like way. Every corporation in this country operates with a board. Every body corporate in Jamaica.
When you hear that, students, me not telling you, every established organization has a board. Andrew Holness know that. Andrew Holness know that say almost the only thief not have no board in them business. So Andrew no want the big agency where him a create an agency that is going to oversee billions of US dollars him no want a board. Unless it's a thief, the man want easy access for thief.
Public sector or private sector operates with a board. Are you telling me that private businesses can't run efficiently because the CEO has to report to a board? To the contrary, it enhances the efficiency to have effective oversight of the body and management thereof.
Yes, Marky G, him don't know nothing about transparency, so thief stay.
You are the one, Prime Minister, who misunderstands how organizations should be managed.
I want to be clear again. Thanks.
See him get upset now in Jamaica. Marky G a lick out him clot, watch him get upset and raise him voice. Watch your teeth.
Thank you for allowing me to respond to the points raised by the Leader of the Opposition. I don't want to turn the committee stage into another debate. But just to be clear, corporate boards report to their shareholders. Public boards report to their ministers. I want that to be absolutely
Watch him make up him big stinking dirty face.
clear. The public boards.
We no business about no board. We need a board, whether side board, front board, left board, back board. We need a board. And most importantly, we are the shareholders of the money, because when you thief it away, we have to go pay it back. So you have a report to we. We need a board.
Don't report to the public. And just to be clear on that, the way in which public corporate entities, if you want to call that, the way in which they report is through their ministers to Parliament. And therefore, we are not taking away any reporting, any public disclosure by not having a board. We are proposing something that we were the one who created the executive agency creature in our laws. It was created by former Prime Minister Pattison, Cabinet Secretary Davies.
Don't call PJ name in your mouth. When PJ did that do it, people could not trust him. Nobody trusts you or your thief in government. Thief!
They were trying to address this issue of the efficiency of the public bureaucracy. And as a result of that, we have the executive agency. In this instance, we have an entity that has its own statutory body built upon the idea of it having executive authority.
All right.
Madam
So
Speaker,
opposition
can we...
leader, no, hold on. Opposition leader.
I think the matter has been exhausted.
Opposition leader.
Too late. Leave the opposition leader, make him talk. You're not going to take no side with your man. Your man. Make the opposition leader talk. Stop the unfair.
Opposition. Yes. No, opposition leader. Hold on, opposition leader. So, opposition leader, you have asked to make a clarification, and I'm saying that immediately after, we will go to the vote on the clause. And I would like to remind all members, the idea is that you present your amendment, explain your thinking, but ultimately, when the person piloting the bill moves a vote, they would be the ones to determine what amendments they're accepting, in what way that is being accepted, and it is put to the House. For us to make a decision as an entire House. Opposition Leader, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The issue of reporting, I think, is a confusion here. The CEO, as the executive of the authority, the chief executive officer, would report to the board. It's a public body owned by the government of Jamaica, so the board is accountable to the government through the minister and ultimately to the parliament. That is the normal flow. So the point really is, though, that the purpose of the board is to provide effective oversight and governance of the operations of the authority.
Watch the look at T-Face, watch him. Him vex how Marky G are going at the loopholes them, because him want wiggle like a snake, My video subscribers, the time is 11:35 p.m. in Jamaica. And can you imagine, say, Parliament still a keep this 3-card broke kitchen man up on the screen? He is so eager and anxious to pass the bill that 11:35 p.m. in the night, 25 minutes to midnight, Parliament still a keep. Have you ever seen this before?
Authority as executed day to day by the CEO and the staff. That is how corporations work. We are creating one here which doesn't have that critical layer in it. It's not about reporting to the public. The methodology for that is elsewhere in the bill, and we have some comments on that. This is about governance and oversight within the authority itself. That's my last point on this. Go ahead and...
Thanks, Opposition Leader.
Madam Speaker, I wish that we would stop repeating the same points made in the debate and relitigating it. Can we put the clause to a vote, please?
I put clause 7. Those in favor?
So clause 7, they're going to go to vote to clause 7. And clause 7 is whether or not Narra has a board. Listen to me, students. This is a big topic, They're going to vote on clause 7 right now. And clause 7 is whether or not Narra has a board. And based on how they're talking, they're going to vote that Narra does not have a board. That's what they're going to do. I bet you. Listen to it. They're going to vote right now.
Divide.
Mr. Azan.
So there's currently a divide. You understand? Between the PNP and the JLP. And what they're going to do, as usual, they're going to call everybody's name individually. And then who say yes, they count it. Who say no, they count it. And with the JLP having more members present, they're going to say yes. And they're going to be able to pass it without the board. I tell you.
Mr. Bartlett, Mr. Brown, Dr. Brown-Burke, Mr. Buchanan, Mr. Bunting, Ms. Burchell, Dr. Campbell, Dr. Chang, Mr. Charles Jr., Mr. Chuck, Mr. Clark, yes. Mr. Cousins, Mr. Crawford, Ms. Crawford, Mrs. Cuthbert Flynn, Ms. Daly, Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert, Dr. Dawes, Mr. Golding, Mr. Gordon, Ms. Grange, Mr. Green.
Here they're calling the names of each member of parliament in alphabetical order. And with the JLP having more members and PNP having less members, the JLP members are going to vote yes. And it is very sad to know that this government is voting in favor that the Narra agency does not have a board. That reduces and diminishes transparency in a low-trust society like Jamaica. Nobody trusts this government. $3 trillion unaccounted for. How many millions of dollars accounted for under the health ministry, the education ministry, the agricultural ministry, and they're going to be responsible for $6.7 billion and they don't want to have a board? And anybody realize the explanations that Tiffin Andrew was making that they don't need a board? Maybe the subscribers, if they don't have a board, they can thief the money easy. And nobody said nothing at all. And I'm telling you, they're going to pass it. Let us continue to listen to them passing it.
Mr. Robertson, Mr. Robinson, Dr. Russell, Mr. Samuda, Mr. Seabright, Ms. Shaw, Mr. Smith, Mr. Terrelong, Dr. Tufton, Mr. Darrell Vaz, Mr. Dwayne Vaz, Mr. Warmington, Dr. Wheatley, Mr. Delroy Williams, Mr. Donovan Williams, Mrs. Williams, and Mr. Witter.
So here,
Thank
you're
you.
going to hear the numbers
The clause
now.
carries. The vote is 24 noes, 6 absent, and 32 ayes.
Anybody realize? So 26 no from the PNP. She claims there must be 6 absence and 32 ayes from the JLP. So the ayes of it, Narra is going to be passed without a board. Can you imagine, my viewers and subscribers? This is a crime in and of itself, you know. This must never be allowed to happen, you know. Here them go pass it now.
Minister?
Chair, I wish to move for amendment to clause 8. In the marginal note to the clause, delete the word "the."
So they pass clause 7. So Narra is not going to have a board. Narra is not going to have a board. Let's move to clause 8.
And then put the clause.
Madam Chair, I have a question for the Prime Minister on clause 8. And it relates to the specific funds which are set aside out of the budget each year for disaster-related activities. I think there are 2 statutory funds that are funded from the budget, if my memory serves me correctly. Then there are other mechanisms under the disaster risk financing program, such as the catastrophe bonds and the CRIF insurance. I believe the Minister of Finance had indicated at some point that those resources would be made available to Narra, for Narra to proceed, use them for reconstruction. I want to know whether or not that is the case, and if so, what is the mechanism by which that would be done, because Clause 8 doesn't really speak to it.
When people are criminal, you know, my viewers and subscribers. These, I cannot believe something like that.
Go ahead, Prime Minister.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Can't believe it.
I detected in the debate, but I didn't address the issue, that Narra is not established as a relief entity or recovery entity. It is a reconstruction entity.
What do you mean by Narra is not a relief entity or recovery entity? Is it Narra for national reconstruction and recovery? So what do you mean by it is not a recovery entity? When you say the man is a wicked, him say Narra is not a relief entity nor a recovery entity. It is a reconstruction entity. And Narra stands for National Reconstruction and Recovery Authority. That's what Narra stands for. When you say him is a damn liar and thief.
And therefore, the funds that are in our National Disaster Risk Fund, which in the first instance are usually dedicated very early for relief and for recovery, those funds are specific and probably would not, in the present circumstances, be directed to Narra for reconstruction. Now, the reconstruction resources, which will come from what we get as a result of our negotiations with the international financial entities, in addition to possibly what remains out of the insurance and the disaster fund that we get, that there might be some balances left. But the totality of the funding will come from the additional resources that were secured from our discussions with the IMF, the IDB, the World Bank, CAF, and the CDB. So that is the pool of funds that will come. And those will come from the consolidated funds through the Ministry of Finance to Narra.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for that extensive response. I hope we are reminded that that was the purpose for the debate. Minister Morgan, please proceed.
It's actually National Reconstructions and Resilience Authority, but its main priorities are also for recovery. Basically, what he's telling people, you know, is that they're not going to get no recovery. They're not going to get no house. Narra not going to build no house for them, you know. That is basically what he's saying in a nutshell, you know. That is basically what it's saying in a nutshell.
Can we put a clause, please?
I just wanted to provide that for clarity. NARA stands for National, we call it Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, all right? Just for clarity.
Yes. Just very quickly, Madam Speaker, the process of allocating the resources would be through the bill. I mean, there's no.
Own a vacation rental? If it's not listed on booking.com,
All right, hold on, students, make we get this ad up and running, but remember to like and share the video, students. And what you're seeing is the Parliament at Jamaica at 11:46 p.m. Parliament is still in session. Andrew and the JLP are eager to pass this law. They're anxious to pass this law. They're desperate to pass this law, that at 11 p.m. they're still in Parliament. Can you imagine that?
Chair, we wish to make an amendment to clause 9 in sub-clause 1. Delete the words, the Chief Executive Officer with the approval of the Cabinet Secretary, and substitute therefore the words, the Cabinet Secretary with the approval of the Cabinet. That's the amendment, and we wish to put the clause.
Let me first put the amendment. Member from St. James West Central.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. The Prime Minister, in response to concerns raised about the sufficiency of guardrails in the bill, pointed to the robust nature of the oversight that we have in the oversight framework, the anti-corruption and oversight framework. And in particular, he pointed to the Auditor General, which is enshrined in the Constitution, and indicated that the oversight functions are available. Madam Speaker, just permit me a little indulgence. So clause 9, 1, 2, and 3 provide, among other things, that the authority shall keep proper accounts and other records, and such accounts shall be audited annually by an auditor who shall be a registered public accountant within the meaning of Section 2 of the Public Accountancy Act. And to be appointed, now the proposed amendment would be by the Cabinet Secretary on the approval of Cabinet, and who shall at all reasonable times be entitled to examine the accounts of the authority. Sub-clause 4 states that the Auditor General shall be entitled at all reasonable times to examine the accounts of the authority. And as I said, the provision has been held up as part of the necessary safeguards within the framework that is guaranteed to deliver the oversight and the accountability. Madam Speaker, I do believe that we need to look a little more closely at what is drafted.
Yes, tell them, Malahoo.
So section 120, sections 120, 121, and 122 of the Constitution of Jamaica makes provision for the office, tenure, and functions of the Auditor General, respectively, and the Prime Minister indicated the enshrinement in the Constitution. Subsection 1 of Section 122 specifies the accounts that shall be audited by the Auditor General, which include all departments of government of Jamaica. And 122, 5A and B permits the Auditor General to perform such other functions in relation to the accounts of the government of Jamaica and the accounts of other public authorities and other bodies administering public funds
Yes, my dear subscribers, if you're just joining us, welcome to Jamaica Topic Late Night Talk Show. Apparently, this is the discussion tonight. The Narra bill. The JLP administration is adamant that they have to pass the bill. It is 11:50 p.m. Jamaica time, and parliamentarians are still in parliament. It is the first in my life I have ever seen parliament a keep at 11:50. So it is obvious that parliament will continue to keep till after midnight. Can you imagine? The first time I've ever seen that? Let's proceed to listening to Malahoo Kalaloo.
Audits. And Section 25 sets out the duties of the Auditor General in performance of her functions under Section.
If the government of Jamaica was serious about passing laws, if they spend so much time passing laws to better the hospital, better the infrastructure, stamp out corruption, make sure the civil servants get paid. If they spend this, watch a share cost Malahoo, let me hear this.
With this. Go ahead, member.
Madam.
Russia cost Malahoo Kalaloo, Julieta cost Malahoo, so we shall go with this. Well on there.
In light of what is provided for in the Constitution and what is referenced and what is provided for under the FAA against Clause 8 of the bill here and also Clause 30, which is what happens after dissolution of the authority. On the day of dissolution, all monies held in any bank account in the name of or standing to the credit of the authority shall be credited to the consolidated fund. On the day of dissolution, all monies which became payable to the authority shall be paid in the consolidated fund. Madam Speaker, if, as the Prime Minister has indicated, the full oversight and authority of the Auditor General is to be brought to bear in the bill, then I should like to propose an amendment to Clause 9 as follows.
So Malahoo Kalaloo, you know, she's not comfortable with Clause 9 as is, and that is regarding the money that remains after Narra comes to a dissolution. You understand? And the ability for the Auditor General to scrutinize the books. So make we hear what Malahoo Kalaloo have to say. We know our government like it, you know, and Juliet always get upset a while ago. Let us continue to listen.
Or to the effect. 1, the authority shall keep proper accounts and other records in relation to its functions and shall prepare a statement of accounts in accordance with the generally accepted accounting principles promulgated from time to time by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica, and such accounts shall be audited annually by the Auditor General, and a statement of the accounts so audited shall form part of the annual report submitted to pursuant to Section 11. 2.
My brother subscriber, me give her a round of applause, you know. You know what she's saying? She's saying that this Narra agency, it must do a statement of account like a regular business, and it must have an audited financial statement annually like a regular business. That means them cannot thief the money because the financial audited statement are going to pick it up. I applaud Marlene Malahoo for what she's doing, you know, my brother subscribers, because she seems like she has a vested interest in ensuring that our government don't thief no more money. I applaud her for that suggestion.
2. The provisions of Part 4 of the Financial Administration and Audit Act shall apply, perhaps mutatis mutandis, to any audit done under subsection 1. 3. Notwithstanding subsection 1, the authority may, where it considers it necessary in the public interest to so do, appoint, with the approval of the Cabinet Secretary, a registered public accountant within the meaning of Section 2 of the Public Accountancy Act to audit the accounts and other records kept pursuant to subsection 1, and a statement of the accounts so audited shall form part of the annual report submitted pursuant to Section 11. And then an auditor appointed pursuant to subsection 1 shall be entitled at all reasonable times to examine the accounts and records of the authority. I'd also like to propose a consequential amendment. It would require including another clause after clause 34.
My brother subscribers, I applaud Malahoo because she's making sure that our party follow every rule and regulation of proper accounting, because she knows that they're criminals. She knows that they're crooks. And like I said, I laud her for being, patriotic in this instance. I applaud her, my viewers and subscribers, because I know that it is to the dismay of her Prime Minister and the Speaker of the House.
122, subsection 5 of the Constitution shall ascertain whether, in her opinion, and then the section would continue to run. So it's really an amendment of the chapeau to reference Section 122(5) of the Constitution, which permits the Auditor General to audit other accounts than those specified. And just to say that the rationale, again, is taking into account what has been said about the role of the Auditor General in the bill and looking on what has been actually drafted. Because as it is drafted, it would not achieve what is being said it would achieve. And, it would also result in a saving of funds of the authority, since the office is already established and enjoys trust and confidence of the people. That is my recommendation.
Thank you, Member. Member Green.
Madam Speaker, I hear the member. There are a number of challenges with the approach. But just to say a couple of things, I think what the bill is clear on is that the Auditor General has the authority under the law, as it does inside and out, but in this bill it is clear to examine the accounts. What the member proposes elevates the Auditor General as the primary auditor. The challenge with that is that we know that there are challenges oftentimes where we have legislated for the Auditor General to be the only auditor. Mind you, she suggested primary, not only, but based on the formulation, the Narra may decide. I suggest, Chair, that what we have proposed is a stronger scheme. It's a stronger scheme because it mandates the agency to employ an auditor, which would be selected by the Cabinet Secretary with the approval by the Cabinet. And I want to make the point that having heard the concerns regarding the CEO being the person who recommends the auditor, this is being changed and now provides another layer of protection by the Cabinet Secretary, recommended with the approval of the Cabinet. Additionally, the Auditor General, it is clear, still has the authority. So I would support the section as amended.
Madam Chair.
Morgan, please just allow Member Samudo, member from St. Anne Northeast, an intervention, and then you may go ahead.
Madam Chair, we have public bodies that have been waiting since 2010 for the Auditor General to complete their audits. Let us not add to their burden. That is a matter of public record. Literally, public bodies that we criticize in this House are waiting their audits and their annual reports since 2010. Let us not add to the burden of the Auditor General. Nothing in this bill stops the Auditor General from doing real-time audits, as they have done in recent time. Special audits, performance audits. Nothing in this bill reduces the role and the constitutional.
You the little thief in one year we did have Obia man a walk in front time down a north east cent and when them did a nominate. This a look Obia work in one. When you hear him talk about Auditor General, why is it that these people are so strongly and starkly opposed to having an investigative body oversee them? Does anybody see a problem with these people being so starkly opposed to having an investigative body oversee their finances? Why are they so opposed to it? It is obvious they want to thief.
Input as amended. Those, let me first ask for the amendment as amended. Those in favor? Is it in the amendment sheet the leader of opposition is asking?
Yes, it is.
The answer is yes. I put the clause as amended. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it.
Chair, we wish to propose an amendment for clause 10. And we want to delete the clause and substitute.
My viewers and subscribers, it is actually 12 midnight in Jamaica. It is now the 29th of February, and it's the first time in my life I have ever seen the government keeping Parliament for midnight. Students, be honest with teacher, have you ever seen Parliament being keeping at midnight before? All the people who know politics from 60s, 70s, 80s come up. Have you ever seen Parliament being keeping at midnight? And with that being said, I want to wish one of our moderator, Calligraphy, a happy birthday. I realize you typed that it was coming up to your birthday, and today is your birthday. So moderator Calligraphy, on behalf of your teacher, on behalf of your fellow moderators, and on behalf of your classmate, happy birthday to you. God bless and keep you. Big up yourself. Enough love and respect. Thank you for being a part of the team. We appreciate everybody. Wish Calligraphy a happy, happy, happy birthday as we get back to the midnight politics. Midnight politics.
Therefore, the following reports, returns, etc. 10.1. The Chief Executive Officer shall prepare and submit to the Minister a report on the activities of the authority in relation to the discharge of the authority's function under this Act in accordance with subsections 2 and 3. 2. The report referred to in subsection 1 shall be prepared in respect of an initial 6-month period commencing after the appointed day and every subsequent 6-month period after that initial period. 3. The report made by the Chief Executive Officer under subsection 1 shall be submitted to the Minister within 14 days of the 6-month period in relation to which the report is made, and the Chief Executive Officer shall afford the Minister with facilities for verifying such information in such manner and such times as the Minister may reasonably require. And 4. The Minister shall cause a copy of the report submitted under subsection 3 to be laid in the House of Representatives and Senate. I wish to put the amendment and the clause.
Go ahead, Opposition Leader.
Madam Chair, I wish to propose an amendment.
The subscribers want to think about it, you know. Calligraphy, big up yourself. Student to the big up Calligraphy. Robert Honeywell, we do no moderator. Big up on the moderator Calligraphy for me now. Yes, man. My dear subscribers, can you imagine it is after midnight and Parliament are keep? This just goes to show the importance of how Andrew and Juliet want this bill passed. This just goes to show that Andrew and Juliet is on a mission that the bill have to pass, and even if at 2 o'clock a morning, they might go pass the bill. Has anybody ever seen this before? You see how people go to the extent for a bill that they want to pass? Anybody realize that? Why they can't sit down in a parliament 1 o'clock to make sure that people get CT scan and MRI machine? Why they can't do that? Because they don't care.
Amendment to the amendment. I note that this report, which I fully agree that should be done, it has to be done within 14 days of the end of the 6-month period. I would have said 30 because for things happening the last month, it's a tight period for that report to be prepared, checked, etc. So I have no challenge in accepting. I want to
It's a reasonable amendment.
Yeah, there's also, but apart from that, I want to say that I think built into this regime should be the model that was introduced in 2020 in the amendment to the Bank of Jamaica Act, where Section 44 of the Principal Act now requires the report, when it reaches the minister, to be submitted or laid in the House, and the formulation there is as soon as practicable after receiving the report. So the minister has to, as soon as practicable after receiving the report, was table it in the House, and then a provision saying that the report is referred to the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives, and that committee may require the Chief Executive Officer to attend a meeting of the Standing Finance Committee to answer any questions in relation to the report. That is what happens in relation to the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica for his reports. And we've seen the benefit of it in relation to monetary policy, transparency, understanding what's going on, and so on. And for this purpose, this would be an important instrument of transparency and oversight of the power.
See, somebody said that PNP must just walk out and go home. I slightly agree, but I mostly disagree. Agree in the sense that JLP have the majority and they're going to pass the bill no matter what. But the PNP is making a couple of suggestions on how they can save Jamaica. And even if the PNP have 10 suggestions and they accept possibly 2 or 3 or 4 of them, the PNP is still playing their part. So I wouldn't agree that the PNP must walk out. My brother subscribers, I would not agree. I believe that the PNP is playing their part and looking out for their constituents who voted for them and gave them the opportunity to represent them. Let's listen to Dr. Lion and Teef.
Committee, that was also my suggestion. And I actually pointed out to the drafts persons the model which was introduced under this administration for the BOJ which allows for the BOJ governor to come and report. There are some challenges with that which members should appreciate. The first thing is that, so we have no problem with as soon as practicable. I mean, that the timeliness of tabling and so forth, that's not a challenge for us. The problem is that, one, the model was designed because the Bank of Jamaica is an independent entity. The legislation essentially now makes the BOJ independent. So it would not be usual, and I stand to be corrected, but it would not be usual for any committee of parliament to call the BOJ to come and explain their monetary policy decisions. And therefore, we had to find a way to put in law for the monetary policy to come. Not for us to give directions to the BOJ, let's be clear, but as the leader of the opposition said, to get a better understanding of what the monetary policy is and to make our suggestions. But we can't direct the Bank of Jamaica as it relates to its monetary policy. So this framework that was created, was done to allow the BOJ to come and for us to have dialogue and discussion.
And why you don't shut your clout? It's after 12. And the first in our life we ever see Parliament to keep after 12. Why is this bill so important for you to pass it? We don't see y'all pass the bill say the children they must get lunch. We don't see y'all pass the bill say y'all stamp out corruption. We don't see y'all pass the bill say y'all certify your statutory declaration. We don't see y'all pass the bill say y'all make sure the hospital have CT scan, MRI. We don't see you passing anything in the country that can benefit the people of the country. But 12 o'clock at night, you in a parliament and rush to pass bill so you and your friend them can thief taxpayers' money and your friend them can get contract. Only see how life unfair. Want to see how things unfair? This man not in a parliament pass nothing good for the people, you know. He's only doing this, my viewers and subscribers, for himself and his rich friends. Andrew don't have the CEO line up already. Me hear Andrew talk and say that the CEO post was advertised and several people have been interviewed, and there was a select committee which interviewed the prospects for the CEO. So Andrew don't have the CEO already. And him a wait for pass the bill tonight. And maybe by next week, you see Narra step in with the CEO step in. And when you look, you see work start. You can't believe they started so fast. Andrew have all of this lined up already. Him done plan it out long time. And at 12 o'clock at night, him have people up and wait for him for pass theme own bill, for theme own agenda. Boy, I'm telling you, Jamaica seems to be doomed. Very doomed, my viewers and subscribers. We have to get him out.
From 14 days to 30 days. And in subsection 4 of the amendment, we want to insert the sentence at the end of the subsection, as soon as practicable. And then we wish to put the amendments and the clause.
Members.
Before we put the amendments, just to say that the benefit of what I'm proposing is that all members of the House get the opportunity to ask questions to the Chief Executive Officer on any issues arising from the report. This is important because Narra is an extraordinary agency. It's not a normal construct. It doesn't have a board. It enables the minister to step in and override all regulatory bodies. It enables Narra to issue directions to all regulatory bodies. That includes environmental bodies, planning bodies, local authorities, etc. And it is not there's not sufficient transparency built into the structure. And that is why I think there may be projects in particular constituencies where an MP wants to ask questions on something coming out of the report. It should be open to all members on both sides to be able to say to the Chief Executive Officer, this is a report, you have a project here, how come this, why not this?
Say this man by your screen, him wicked, you see my viewers and subscribers. The man knows them are going to use it for thief taxpayers' money, you know, and him have people up after 12 o'clock in the night just to pass the law, for rob money, you know. Me say, may judgment take your Andrew and may lightning lick out your clot.
This, so on and so on. And we invigilate that, and then we have the benefit of transparency around that. I appreciate the point that the role of Bank of Jamaica is somewhat different because it's independent. But I would say the same reasons why it is important that the governor come to the parliament to give account on monetary policy and exchange rate policy. The same reason why the CEO of Narra, administering 6.7 billion US worth of funding or whatever it may end up being, which is new debt for the country, doing all these major projects, granting all kind of benefits to private sector projects that would otherwise have to fully comply with the regulatory regime, all of that, there ought to be that opportunity. So I agree it's not on all fours with BOJ, Prime Minister. I'm not saying it is. But I think the reasons are compelling to allow that for all members to do it. Yeah, but if it's not in the law, who's to say that you will? Majority will then rule. So it's important, I think, that the Act itself provide a mechanism.
Minister Morgan.
Chair, I wish to amend subsection 4, and I want to correct what I said earlier. It should read, the minister shall, comma, as soon as practicable, comma, cause a copy of the report submitted under subsection 3 to be laid in the House of Representatives and the Senate, full stop. And we wish to put the amendments and the clause.
All right, so they've paused the mic, my viewers and subscribers. And remember, if you're just joining us,
I put clause 10 as amended. Those in favor? Those against? Pardon me? Divide?
everybody hear that? So clause 10, she wanted to pass clause 10, and Mark Golden and the PNP said that they're divided. So it means they don't agree. So it seems as if clause 10 is going to go to a vote, and the clerk will call
Mr.
the names
Azan,
again. Here it go.
Mr. Bartlett.
So what they're doing, every time there is a divide, meaning that they don't agree on a clause, they call the names individually of each member of parliament and they vote yea or nay, and the yeas or the ayes have it. So that's what they're doing right now. If you're just joining us, remember to like and share the video. For the first time in Jamaica, we're seeing parliament keeping after 12 midnight. And this is all because Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness want to pass Narra bill. It seems as if they have contracts lined up by the dozen. And to get it passed, and in order to get those contracts up and running, they have to pass NARA. And it means that if even if 2 o'clock in the morning they have to be at Parliament, they have to do it. It's very unfortunate. It is not in the interest of the Jamaican people. It is in the interest of Andrew Holness, the JLP, and their private investor friends who are lined up to build a smart city. All of Nara is for St. Elizabeth to build a smart city. You hear I tell you? Nara is specifically to build the smart city down at St. Elizabeth, and you don't have investors line up. Anybody remember there was a report out there, and the report says that there was a sharp increase in investor interest in St. Elizabeth regarding land development. Anybody remember? So Andrew don't have investors ready and waiting for start building a St. Elizabeth, but him a go pass the Nara plan and use Nara for override everything. Give him friend them the contract, give him friend them the contract, yeah. And the friends them line up and the money line up. Remember, Andrew just go New York the other day, you know. When him go New York, you know, we don't know what deal him sign and how much money him get from some investors, you know. The investors they might say to him, say, listen to me, we want to start the project quick and fast. Hurry up, you're gonna give 150 million for yourself. And him say, oh yes, I can't make that pass me. I'm going to keep Parliament till 2 o'clock in the morning for the $50 million. When might think a joke. Let's go back to them calling the names.
Mrs. Nita Garvey, Mr. Newell, Mr. Paulwell, Mr. Phillips, Ms. Perkis, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Robinson, Dr. Russell, Mr. Samuda, Mr. Seavright, Ms. Shaw, Ms. Shaw, Mr. Smith, Mr. Terlong, Dr. Tufton, Mr. Darrell Vaz, Mr. Dwayne Vaz, Mr. Everall Warmington, Dr. Wheatley, Mr. Delroy Williams, Mr. Donovan Williams, Mrs. Williams, Mr. Witter.
So they've called the names. Juliet is going to read out the vote now. And as usual, JLP have most votes, and I'm going to pass the amendment. Yeah. Like, so what they're doing, whenever there's a divide, they call the name of each member and they vote yes or no. And because JLP have most of the members, the bill is always going to, the vote is always going to go in their favor. So as much as them depend section 10 and PNP object to it, JLP have the more members, and who have the more members say yay, and the yeas and the ayes have it. I don't know why Andrew don't make the people them go on them yard. I don't know why Andrew don't make the people them go on them yard, because whether them turn or not, he might go pass
The clause carries, the vote being 31 for government. Dr. Chang, you stepped in a minute late or 1 vote late. So members, you can be reminded, the nays 24 and those absent 6. I am not sure whether member Bunting voted yes or no. I'm not sure who said aye. Okay. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead, Minister Morgan.
Yeah, wicked, Juliet.
Chair, I wish to put clause 11.
So they're moving clause
Those
by
in favor?
clause.
Aye.
Those against? Ayes have it.
Chair, I wish to put clause 12.
Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
Chair, I have an amendment to clause 13. It should say in subclause 1, well, in subclause 1, insert next after the word directions, the word in writing. So it should say after the word directions, the words in writing. I wish to put the clause on amendment.
Hold on a minute, Leader of the Opposition. Going with the Leader of the Opposition first, and then the member from St. James, West Central.
Thank you. I wanted to ask the Prime Minister whether he would agree in subsection 1, where it says the Minister may give directions in writing to the authority, whether he would agree that those directions should be published on Narra's website. The reason I'm asking is because it's not just directions of general policy here, but it's directions which go to the performance of the authority of its functions and to ensure that its activities essentially comply with what the Cabinet has approved. So it's a very intrusive thing. So if you're going to the route of ministerial directions, would you agree to having them published on the website of Narra?
Member Malahoo, forward.
Thank you, Chairman. Just seeking some understanding in relation to the directions that are to be given. The bill mandates compliance with those directions because clause 13.3 says the authority shall act in compliance with the directions given under subsection 1. And then at clause 4, it says a contravention of any direction under this section shall not invalidate any transaction. If the directions are to be complied with mandatorily, how is it that a contravention of it may not invalidate a transaction? And then for any suit that arise, indemnity is to be provided. It just seems somewhat problematic.
Malahoo, it's problematic with you.
So that.
Yes, Malahoo,
I don't see an inconsistency between saying that the directions are mandatory, if that's what you want to say, but preserving transactions from illegality and unenforceability, which is very important, because third parties dealing with Narra should not be at risk of having their transactions invalidated as a result of non-compliance with the direction, especially when they may not even be aware of it. So the question really is subsection 3, which says that the authority shall act in compliance. What is the remedy if it doesn't? And I suppose a remedy would be that the CEO would be fired, because that's a power that would be given to the minister, to the Prime Minister in the schedule. But I don't think it's a criminal act or anything of that nature, but it would be something which would be a breach of the act, and therefore grounds for removal from office. But it should not invalidate transactions with third parties. And there are many instances in the law where things which are prohibited in law are not invalidated in terms of their contractual effect. For example, I can think things to do with, for example, foreign currency transactions where you're supposed to be a prescribed or authorized dealer to engage in them. The fact that you're not may mean that you're subject to sanction, but it doesn't prevent.
My brother subscriber, I love the fact that Marlene Malahoo agree with Marky G. And Jonah like that, and Juliet not like that when she side with Marky G, you know. But Marlene Malahoo have a mind of our own. Like I'm saying, my brother subscribers, welcome to Jamaica Hot Topic. We're listening to the late night Narra bill. It is 24 minutes after 12 in Jamaica, and Parliament is still in session as Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness try to pass their get-rich bill, Narra. May they eat some pistachio, students, while I listen to this calamity here. Remember to like and share the clip. Let's get back into the bill. Now they are at section 13. I get to understand that there are 19 plus clauses. So they're wrapping them up quickly and fast. Let us go into it.
The debate last week, we contemplated it. The better thought on it would not be to publish the written directions. In any event, those directions would come via, some of them would be based upon cabinet decisions, and they would be in the report to Parliament.
All right, my viewers and subscribers, hold on a second. Let's go back to the clip.
What were directions given to him and what he has done. But it would, I think, create a challenge for the minister to be constantly publishing the instructions, including, you might issue an instruction today, you might have to change it tomorrow, because it's very fluid and dynamic. So I would not want to put that in the legislation.
Minister Morgan.
If it is that the directions issued in writing by the minister are to be included in the CEO's report, which goes to Parliament, I'm okay with that. That is transparency. There's nothing in the provision that deals with that report which says that directions given to the CEO must be included in the report. But if it's the understanding of the House, based on what the Prime Minister has said, which is recorded in Hansard, that report must or should include any directions given and followed or not followed, I would be content with that, because that achieves my objective, which is transparency. There's nothing I have suggested today which is designed to do anything other than make the body more accountable and transparent. Nothing that I have suggested today that would slow down its performance, its effectiveness. To the contrary, it will enhance trust and confidence in it and improve its performance.
Thanks, Opposition Leader. Yes, Minister Morgan.
I wish to put the clause as amended and the clause. I wish to put the amendment
Those
and
in
the clause.
favor? Those against? The ayes have it. Minister?
I wish to put clause 14, 15, and 16 without amendment.
Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
I wish to make.
So they're at clause 16, 14, 15, 16, no amendment. I believe there are 19 plus clauses, so they're wrapping it up as quickly as possible. Q Synergy, big up yourself. Q Synergy said Malahoo is a straw man. She disagreed with sections of the bill, but then she turned around and voted in favor of those sections she disagree with. You know, that's not entirely true, Q Synergy, because before a lot of people came into the live stream, there were sections of the bill that she did not vote with her party. She abstained. She never voted with it at all, and I have the evidence to prove that. So, while in the earlier part of it, we hear she said yay, then she said nay. Prior to that, before I started the live stream, she didn't vote with our party. She disagreed with them, and she abstained from the voting. I have the evidence. I'm going to be showing it to you. But with that being said, let's get back to the clip.
Gone already.
I wish to make amendments to clause 17.
Come.
So clause 17. So there are several amendments I wish to make. One of them is not in the amendment sheet. Clause 17, in subclause 2A, insert next after the word I have no challenge with the recommittal. I have no challenge with the recommittal of clause 14.
The question is that a recommittal to clause 14. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. Member from Eastern.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In relation to 14.2,
Yes, it says nothing in this section prevents disclosure to any person which is permitted or required under this act or any other law. I'm just asking that the words prescribed and designated be included in the amendment. That is it.
I didn't hear you.
The words after permitted, comma, prescribed, comma, designated.
Isa, teach Andrew. Andrew had dunce, you know. The big liar Isa. Teach Andrew and take dunce Andrew to school.
Or required under this act. It's two words.
The issue I'm having is we are repeating things that are in other legislation. Nothing in this law prevents disclosure. There is the Protected Disclosures Act, which governs this law. There's the Access to Information Act, which governs this law. No entity is precluded from getting information. So why am I repeating?
It's not a repetition. Just trust me on this one. It's a legal term, and they are important. Prescribed.
I don't have an issue. What is the language you said you wanted?
Repeat the language. Prescribed.
Nothing in this section prevents.
Which is permitted, comma, prescribed, comma, designated, or required under this act or any other law. That is it.
Teach them big liar. Teach them. Teach them big liar.
Just adding those two words, prescribed and designated.
I will hold on a second for me.
No problem.
Just to ask you, also, if the court makes an order for disclosure of some kind in proceedings before the court involving Narra, that should be an exception from the secrecy provision. And that is not covered by the language here. It's not covered by the language here. Yeah, but the court wouldn't have jurisdiction to make an order if the statute says that the information is secret.
So they pause the mic and they're checking with the legal people what to do with Isaac Buchanan suggestions are. And we know that Isaac is an attorney at law and him know the law. When the parliament do that, look at treaty. We all know that Isaac Buchanan is an attorney at law who is well versed in the law. He knows the law.
Portland
very
Eastern,
well.
can you repeat for the team what your amendment was?
What do you mean by the man must repeat again? Jamaica have dunce, them dunce, you know, and them have lack of attention span, you know. 2 words I said to ask them to include, you know, 2 words, you know, and a little comma, you know, and to all the dunce they don't understand the law. The law must be read and interpreted in such a way, and Isaac know the law. He's telling you what to do. Listen to the man one last time.
Was?
After permitted, comma, prescribed, comma.
Permitted, comma, prescribed, comma.
Designated or required under this act or any other law. So you only
Designated or required under this or any other laws. Simple something the lawyer tell you no.
inserting after permitted, comma, prescribed, comma, designated.
Yes, Isaac, big lawyer, teach them. Rosetta dunce them. From Andrew go right down is a set of dunce. Absolutely dunce back them. They don't know where comma, prescribe, comma, designated, comma. Next time I got dunce bad in my viewers and subscribers. No, sir. 2 little words and 2 little comma. 2 little words and 2 little comma. Nesta Morgan no know. They have to go to the people over there in the corner. And by the way, where is Juliet Oles as the Speaker of the House? Where is Juliet? We realize our man in the house. Where is Juliet? You get too much money as Speaker of the House. You can't run off on the job, you know. Everybody else in the parliament wants sleep. As a Speaker of the House, you want Speaker duty. So you must sit in the chair till your Bigfoot burn you. Where is Juliet? Where is Bigfoot Juliet? I'm so upset that the dirty woman suspend Angela Brownberg, you see. So upset that the Bigfoot woman suspend Angela Brownberg, you see. I'm sorry, say Angela never see her out and do a buck her and beat her clap running in the bathroom. But anyway, my brother subscribers, Q Synergy, thank you so much on the super chat. Q Synergy say, there comes a time when silence is betrayal. Martin Luther King. Abstain is silence and therefore passive agreement. Malahoo is a straw man. Oh, so you think that even though she abstained, it was still silent?
Sorry, we
I wouldn't
can't
agree.
accept that amendment.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that in a Q Synergy, because if you want a plan to go down the road and 3 of us are there and me abstain, it means I'm not allowing you to get closer to your plan. Think about it. If 3 of us are here, right? Or 4 of us are here, my viewers and subscribers, right? And at the end of the day, one say go left, one say go right, and this person is here and this person abstain, it means the person is not going in your direction, because if they were going in your direction, they would say yes. So the main fact that she abstained, she didn't go in favor of the government. You understand? There are other cases where we see she agree with them, but there is one case, section 2 or section 2B or clause 2B, where she decided to share abstain.
Please put clause 14. My apologies. Not as amended.
The request is that clause 14 be accepted. Those in favor? Those against? Ayes have it.
Okay, so we are now at clause 17, and we have several amendments in clause 17. The first
Clause
one.
So to all the students who don't know, Angela Brownberg was suspended. Big, dirty, nasty Juliet had a temper tantrum and call out Angela Brownberg name and talk about say the court marshals must come for Angela, move her and escort her out of parliament. Angela stand up and say she nah move. And the PNP man them go side of Angela and say she nah move. And Juliet only create one bag of excitement and tell parliament they must vote. And the JLP members them vote say Angela Brownberg must be suspended. So the PNP members get up, go out a door, and when they came back in, we never say Angela Brownberg. So Angela Brownberg is suspended. Very unfortunate. PNP should just walk out at that point in time. From Angela is suspended, the whole PNP should have walk out.
It's a 15 and 16.
So no.
Because no matter what happen, Andrew still a go pass him bill. Thinking about it, from them suspend Angela Brownberg, I would have just walk out with her and make the whole of our members walk out, Because what we're seeing here is that them have the most numbers, and no matter and if we don't agree with a bill with one of the sections, it's going to go to a vote. And because them have the bigger number, they're always going to win, and PNP never going to succeed in this. And you're going to pass the bill tonight. That is why minutes to 1 they're still in Parliament. Andrew want to pass the bill.
No, we're at 17. We did 15 and 16 already. We voted on that already. So we're now at clause 17, and there are a couple amendments. One, for full disclosure, is not on the amendment sheet, so I'll read it for our members to know what it is. The first one, in subclause 2A, insert next after the word develop the word projects. So in subclause 2A, no man, there's another amendment that's not on the amendment sheet. And then there's another one, insert next after subclause 3 the following. 4. The authority shall, in developing and for monitoring the implementation of reconstruction and resilience projects, programs, and plans, hold consultations with persons affected or likely to be affected by the implementation of a project. And that's an amendment that was requested by members of civil society. And there is a new clause, 5, for the avoidance of doubt, a reference in this act to a project shall be construed as a project included on the official list. Let me read that again. 5, and we're adding subsection 5. For the avoidance of doubt, a reference in this act to a project shall be construed as a project included on the official list. I wish to put the
Opposition leader first.
There's a reference to the official list. What is the official list? Because does that, I thought the official list was.
There's a number of students in the comment section saying that it is going to go to court. Well, if I were the PNP and I knew I would take it to court, I wouldn't possibly sit down in a so with them. Was Bigfoot suspend Angela? I wouldn't sit down with them, but maybe PNP have to sit down for prove that they objected to the clause and the government still went ahead and passed them. And that is a fair reason, you know, of their defense in court. So I don't even know my viewers are subscriber, but no matter what go on, Andrew and Juliet go pass the bill. It is 12:41 a.m. in Jamaica. And the first time in our lives we've ever seen minutes to one Parliament a keep. Why? Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness is adamant they have to pass this bill that them can get rich quick. Can you imagine?
It was limited to the approved reconstruction and resilience project.
It's in clause 17 and 20. If you read clause 17, Cabinet shall cause to be issued to the authority an official list of approved reconstruction and resilience project. Remember, the opposition called for...
Right. All right.
You called for a definition of projects.
Yes. Yes. It's an odd place to do it, but okay. They better somewhere than nowhere. Should really be in clause 2. I mean, somebody looking for a definition is not going to be looking in clause 17 for a definition.
It's for the avoidance of doubt.
It should be in clause 2, which is what I suggested before. Anyway, Madam Chair, in the original amendment sheet, there was a more extensive version of what is now the subsection 4. And it read, 4, this is what was tabled today during the debate by the government. It said, the authority shall, A, in developing and for monitoring the...
And regarding one of the bills, my viewers and subscribers, there was a section in there which says that that Narra must have no board. There's a section in the bill which says that Narra must have no board. And the PNP objected to that, and several civil society groups objected to that and said that Narra must have a board for accountability, transparency, and most importantly, oversight. And you know, say Andrew and the JLP vote in favor, say Narra not have no board. So when Narra is passed, Narra is not going to have a board of directors. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, my viewers and subscribers? Can you imagine? Narra not have no board.
Implementation of the project, the programs and plans for the project, and the various related activities. Now, that's a much more comprehensive requirement than this very truncated version, which just says that in developing and for monitoring the implementation, hold consultations. But it doesn't say, it doesn't go into any kind of detail as to who should be included, etc. Why have you departed from what, which I had thought was a salutary and beneficial amendment, and you've come with something else which is much shorter? Not to me.
Andrew, shut your mouth, you're done. Say the bright light market, G, you're done. Shut your mouth, Andrew. What you know about nothing except for thief taxpayers' money?
So, in consultation with the drafters, and we sat for hours.
Well,
Leader of the opposition, if you'll allow me.
So we tabled it this afternoon, and you've been in here ever since. So when did you sit for
notice
hours?
I was absent and the Prime Minister for a while. So what happened? To be fair to you, we looked at the clause and we got advice from the drafters that the clause had a limiting effect, and the current clause gives you the ability to consult with a wider cross-section of individuals.
It's not going to happen.
Those persons affected are likely to be affected.
That's terrible advice. It's not going to happen because if you're just saying hold consultations with persons affected or likely to be affected, that is going to be interpreted in a way which is convenient to whoever's organizing the consultation. If you had it in this other way, you would have to make effort to include vulnerable groups, including persons with disabilities and the elderly, children and youth. This is a better formulation.
Not in how we see it.
No one can be excluded.
You can't see it that way because you're not corrupt people, you're not thief. You can't see it that way because your eyes not clean and your eyes dirty.
Or saying, I am not named. This way it's spoken.
Shut your teeth in mouth, Andrew. You is nothing but a trick-yard manipulating, conniving little thief.
Member Hilton and Member Green.
Thank you, Chairman.
Oh, no. And Member Russell.
Thank you, Chairman. Prime Minister.
Then Member Green.
Prime Minister.
Can you give her?
Prime Minister. Prime Minister.
Anthony Hilton is an attorney at law. Mark Golding is attorney at law. I think Kenneth Russell attorney at law. Isaac Buchanan attorney at law. Dayton Campbell attorney at law. The PNP have so much attorney at law, my viewers and subscribers.
Remember, in my contribution, brief as it was, I argued and urged that communities that are affected should be consulted on because the phrase was very wide. They would consult relevant persons, and I argued that the affected communities should be consulted with, and you said that will be addressed. And when I saw this earlier iteration, I was quite pleased. I thought that an attempt was made to identify specifically that affected communities and persons, particularly vulnerable persons and communities, would be specifically identified. Now, that doesn't limit the authorities' ability to consult with whomever else they want, but the affected.
Hold on, while Anthony MP Hilton is talking, Q Synergy, thank you so much for the super chat again. Q Synergy says, you are religious and concrete, so I will speak your language. God tell you to choose between good and evil, and you respond that you not choose, you abstain, you think you're going to heaven. I realize you're still on the issue of Malahoo, Kalaloo. And the truth be told, and maybe this will be sufficient, or the answer you're looking for. Truth be told, she should have voted against it. She should have voted with the PNP against it, right? But I'm still making the point that if the JLP needed a certain numbers, right? And she didn't vote in their favor, she abstained. She was silent. So while she wasn't fully on the People's National Party side, she did not go in favor of our government. And in my opinion, that does more benefit for us than it does for them, because their party want to push through the bill. It is their prime minister which have people at 12:48. The first time in Jamaica's history we've ever seen people at Parliament that keep at 12:48 a.m. You understand? It just goes to show how important this bill is to Andrew and how important he want to pass it. And the mere fact that Malahoo Kalaloo is not necessarily siding with them in all of it, I believe that possibly she's going by her conscience in this regard. So I agree with you that she did not outrightly say no or yea, she abstained. But if she didn't go with our government and she didn't give them the yes number or the I vote that they wanted, the abstain comes in our favor for the most part. So that's how I look at it. But anyway, let's go back to Anthony Hilton.
Communities is specific, and you should have at minimum that consultation. If you want to go wider, that's well within the remit of the authority.
All right. No. So, hold on, opposition leader.
It was Russell.
All right.
Provision
So
could be
opposition
added.
leader, you may go ahead.
Yes, I'm suggesting that the words in the new provision, which is persons affected or likely to be affected by the implementation of a project, could be added as a catch-all to the new provision. So it could say, discuss projects, programs and plans with representatives of non-governmental organizations and vulnerable groups, including women, persons, the elderly and children, youth, and any other persons affected or likely to be affected.
Including but not limited to. That's what I was suggesting. Including but not limited.
They're not gonna...
At Abra Dental, we make every visit warm.
So yes, my brother subscribers, remember to hit that like button, like and share the video. You're watching the late night live broadcast at Parliament, and we're at 11:50 a.m. Jamaican time, and Parliament still a keep. Andrew is adamant him have to pass the Narra bill.
By the implementation of a project.
I think it was member Russell.
Member Russell, you had another point, Member Russell, or that was it? That was your statement? All right, so that's it from Member Russell. Member Green.
So, Madam Speaker, I represent an area that we expect Narra will do significant reconstruction work. And as such, we value this new provision which codifies.
Shut your little dirty feeling agriculture self. Shut up your feeling agriculture clerk, because if it was up to you, the bad sugar would have murdered the whole of we and the whole of we would have dead. Go back up on the roof when COVID had keep and ban out about no movement, make the lock up your clerk. Your feeling done, sir.
We may actually lead to the paralysis that we're trying to avoid. Right? This gives the authority a wider breadth in terms of consultation, because it subsumes all the categories without individually listing them. And this is a much better approach, because, Madam Speaker, again, I will be clear. This gives us a wide array based on what is put in this new dispensation, because it says persons affected are likely to be affected, which includes the vulnerable, which includes persons with disability, which includes everybody who is affected or likely to be affected, and we will have them at the table. But what I disagree with, member, is to legislate in the manner that you have suggested. And because at the end of the day, we have to strike a balance to ensure that we don't put in a legislation that paralyzes action. Very important. So I agree with the drafters on this one, that this iteration provides wider scope, but also allows the organization to act.
So your teeth in
Go ahead, Prime Minister.
You're the teeth
When
in
we
Prime Minister
contemplated the Narra bill, we recognize that
when you contemplated Narra, you contemplated you got thief money. Jamaica, it is 12:52 a.m. And can you believe say Andrew One still have Parliament a keep minutes to 1? We've never ever seen this, This just goes to show how important this bill is to Andrew. Andrew want this bill passed. Andrew have investors and money lined up for make. That is why Andrew is still in Parliament this hour of the night.
from the outset, we would have to consult with the communities affected, whether they be the physical community affected or demographic community affected. It was not specifically itemized in any clause in the bill. The leader of the opposition raised the issue again, and civil society, the letters written to us. And what we did was to give a policy direction. The drafters would interpret that policy direction. The policy direction is we want the broadest consultations. And I believe the way in which the drafters have coined it in the clause gives a wider breadth than for us to go to name specific categories which could be limiting.
Madam Chair, and through you, Prime Minister,
Morgan,
can we put the clause as amended?
Madam Chair.
So, Madam Chair, and certainly in support of the Prime Minister's point, the special benefits regulations that come to both the House and the Senate, where myself and the leader of the opposition served, deals with the NHT allocations of homes. And there are particular groups that are mentioned and there are particular groups that are not mentioned. For instance, every single development that the NHT does has a special benefit allocation for the disabled, but it is not legislated as such. No, it's not legislated as such. It's something that we discussed and went through with the board while myself and yourself sat on the Regulations Committee of the Senate. So we know that there's precedent to not legislate for every single group, as is done for the NHT. So even though the police, for instance, get an allocation out of every single NHT development, it is not legislated or regulated as such. The disabled community are given preference for every single NHT development, even though it is not legislated or regulated as such. It is not abnormal. No, and I've pressured for it, but the leader of the opposition sat in the Senate with me when we had this discussion.
Clout your teeth in clot. Remember when you did get nominated down a Northeast St. Anne, it was a big Obia man with a goat head with blood upon it. I lead your possession. So shut your no integrity British clot and go back to Britain and shut your clot. The people in Jamaica have water. The people in the country have water. Move your stinking water self and go get some water, chucking and go analyze yourself. Jamaica, it is 12:56 a.m. in Jamaica and Parliament still a keep. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Not referring to those people, those groups. In reality, they're going to be excluded, or they're not going to be sufficiently included. It's important to mention them, but I'm not going to belabor the point any further other than to say I disagree with their exclusion.
Oh! No, hold on. I thought you were finished. Turn your mic on again, please.
I want to ask, in the 17.2a, where you've put the word project, I think it is, or something. Projects. In the list of things that what must be...
Flowers, it's sweet, yo. From what you come a class late, you know, I'm going to write one letter and go give your mother. Tell mommy to come a class tomorrow. I want to talk to her. Anyway, listen to your thief in Prime Minister try thief the money at minutes to one.
Go to cabinet. Why is the project budget not there? Why are the funding arrangements not there? The funding arrangements for the project? And why are the contractors and professionals to be engaged by the project not there? Those seems to be three glaring omissions from what is in these plans and programs. Project budgets, the funding arrangements for the project, and the contractors and professionals to be engaged in the project.
Go ahead, Prime Minister.
So, I mean, I think it's a reasonable observation, but while Minister Morgan comes back, it is not always the case, and I'm speaking now without having reference to what Minister Morgan may come back to say in response to it, but my initial view on it may be that some of those matters, such as budgets, may not be finalized. They might be preliminary. Timelines might be preliminary. And therefore,
What them do to the mic?
So we might approve a project, but not necessarily the budget.
Jamaica, you know, so that
So if you look at section...
This is drunk up on your screen, wicked, you know. It is 12:58 and the man still make Parliament a keep because him want pass the law for thief taxpayers' money. You know, say Andrew deserve to go to prison and the trial need for go on at 1:30 in the morning. Them need for send Andrew go to prison, you know, and them need for give him a night trial. Them for beat him with many stripes from 12:30 back to 12:30. What a man wicked.
Clause 19. So you have clause 17, which speaks about the development of programs and detailed plans includes project scope, etc., and timelines. But then if you look at 19, it says the authority shall prepare plans for the implementation of approved reconstruction and resilience project. Those things will be in the implementation plan will include those things logically.
The way it speaks to
Yeah, but it's
detailed
two
plans.
different things.
It says detailed plans, and then it says including certain things, but some things are some fundamental things
You see
are
the
omitted.
problem with
I'm not
listing.
believing the point. I just wasn't sure why you'd left it out. You know. Yeah, but you've listed 3 things, but you haven't listed 3 other critical things.
But they will be logically. Can we put the clause as amended, please?
I put the clause as amended. Those in favor? Those against? Ayes have it.
Hold on. We have something. What did you say? Yes, I said put the amendment and the clause.
I put the amendments.
Put the amendment and the clause.
Those in favor? I put the clause as amended. Those in favor? Those against? Ayes have it.
Chair, we wish to put clause 18 and 19.
Let me just check to see if there are any
Not yet.
comments there. Okay. Are there any amendments?
No amendments to 18 and
I
19.
put clause 18 and 19.
I wish to have an amendment to clause 20.
Wait there, clause 20. They don't much clause on have so. I saw where it says it was 19 plus clause. Let us hope it's no more than 23 clause now. Let us hope that this is no more than 23 clauses and they only have 4 clauses left to go.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Member from St. James, West Central.
I didn't have it. It's a new one. I'll read it. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just querying, what are the functions of the authority? The functions at 19.1 speak to the approved reconstruction and resilience project. Would these functions also apply to the designated strategic investment project?
I'm about to insert something in clause 20, which may be of assistance.
Member
Malahoo,
turn your mic off, please.
Just a minute, Madam Chairman. The monitoring and implementation of plans.
Go to clause 20, and then if it does not satisfy Member Malahoo for its concern, then we will go back to the clause. So continue with the insert.
You see how that woman here out of order? Malahoo was raising a point on clause 19. And you see how Julie tries shut her up? Tell Nesta Morgan to move to clause 20. And the woman is on clause 19. You see how Juliet Oldness out of order and I pick up for her man so that her man can pass the bill and them can rob poor people money and get rich? Eh?
Version for clause 20.
Insert in clause 20, insert in subclause 1 after the words resilience projects, the words and designated strategic investment projects. Let me repeat. 20. In clause 20, insert in subclause 1, next after the words resilience projects, the words and designated strategic investment projects.
Member Malahoo Ford.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The question still remains. So at clause 19, the authority is mandated to prepare plans for the implementation of approved reconstruction and resilient projects in consultation with the relevant persons, monitor the implementation of such plans, review and update the plans periodically, and after all any material change of which the authority has notice, that is likely to adversely affect or delay implementation of the plan in whole or in part or otherwise as circumstances require.
If you don't
those
mind,
functions.
Member Malahoo Fort, if you don't mind.
Juliet, we mind you stop the woman. Why you not go mind road or what? Why you not go mind the road on a man everywhere take your man? Go look for the road on a man everywhere take your man and leave the woman, make the woman talk, no?
Instead of reading back the entire legislation, just get to what you believe would be the best amendment as best as you can.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Malahoo Fort, it is 12:45.
Hey, Madam Malahoo Fort, Madam Speaker. Madam Malahoo Fort, Madam Speaker. Madam Bat the girl, yes, Malahoo.
It is 12:45.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead and
Is
just
it
go
the
to
intention
clause.
for these functions to also apply to the designated strategic investment projects?
I heard your question before, so
yes.
I know you could
because
have
the
asked that
reference,
question
the
directly.
inclusion of
Minister,
the designated strategic investment project at clause 20 does not answer the question at clause 9.
So my viewers and subscribers, you know, so the Bigfoot woman out of order. The Bigfoot woman out of order, you know. Apparently, I have fast forwarded the clip and they've muted the mic and I'm waiting for them to come back with the audio. But my better subscribers, it is 6 minutes after 1. 6 minutes after 1. And Parliament still a keep. And I want to ask everybody on this program once more. Have you ever seen Jamaican Parliament? Have you ever seen any Parliament in the world a keep at 1 a.m. in the morning? And it's not a hurricane. The hurricane not just happened. The
Prime
earthquake
Minister
not just happened.
and the Minister of
And one volcano not just happened. Where in the world do you ever see Parliament a keep after 1? You know why that happen? Andrew want him bill for pass. You see how them selfish?
The projects to go to the public investment management system. So imagine, member, as stated in this act, that cabinet would have a list, the list of projects, right? And those would be given to Narra. Now, if we did not exempt Narra, Narra would be required to go through the public investment appraisal branch. And that branch has the legal authority to deny, defer projects that come before it. So, yeah, so you can't.
Now, like my viewers and subscribers, at 3 hours I do on this program, I'm tired. 3 hours I do on the program. I've been watching Parliament from its start at 2 o'clock. I started doing 3 hour worth of live. I am at 3 hours and 1 minute now. I'm tired. Jesus Christ, no, Andrew, I say, may God beat you and murder your clot.
Thank
Prime
you,
Minister, your mic
Thank
is
you.
now on.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we don't want to in any way compromise the fiscal framework, but bear in mind that we have already lifted the ceiling, we have already secured the funding, and so technically the decision for the capital expenditure is already made. There is an intense parallel process of subjecting all the projects to approval and permitting process. But I think the most important consideration for this House is to bear in mind that if we were to put the Narra projects through the PIMS process, every other project would stall. In other words, it would cripple the existing capital budget. And so the idea is not to in any way impair the existing capital budget. The existing PIMS process could not take on the projects that Narra are going to do and still do the regular projects. And so that would create the problem. So we have to exempt it.
So my viewers and subscribers, if you're just
Go ahead,
joining us,
Sean,
quickly,
and then to Minister.
we are at 11 hours of continuous parliament. 11 hours of continuous parliament. Just because Andrew Holness want passing bill. No, my viewers and subscribers.
That would be approved or put into the budget on the basis of what they say they can execute through the year, without the benefit of the PIM's adjudication as to whether that's really so or not.
They would. Oh God, I'm tired.
No, so they would issue. I mean, but the normal drawdown of those funds would apply so that there would be warrants and so on at the time the funds are actually needed to be disbursed.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Chair,
Yes, go ahead, Minister
can we
Morgan.
put the amendments to clause 26 and the clause?
Members, we put the amendments to clause 26 and we put clause 26 as amended. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it.
Yeah. Can we now go back to clause 20 to resolve the matter?
The renumbering as well, Minister. I would prefer to put the renumbering on.
Oh God, my viewers and subscribers, good morning to everybody again. Remember to like and share the video. You're watching the first time in the history of Jamaica where Parliament has ever kept this long. Why Andrew Holness want to pass the Narra bill to thief taxpayers' money? Can you imagine? If only they were going to pass this bill, if they were going to stay up in Parliament this late to ensure Jamaican civil servants get a good salary, to make sure the hospital them having the good equipment and people could get the good education, good medication. If only the government of Jamaica would stay in Parliament so late to pass laws that are important to the people, Jamaica would be a better country. You see, this is dedication in Jamaica. For you to sit in a Parliament so long, this is dedication and determination. I want somebody to think about it. For you to sit in Parliament for 11 hours straight, to the point where it is 2:11 a.m. in the United States where I am. 2:11 a.m. in the United States, and it's 1:11 a.m. in Jamaica. And for Parliament to still be keeping at this point in time, this is determination. This is perseverance, and this just goes to show how important this bill is to the Jamaican Parliament led by Andrew Holness. It is only a pity they would not exude so much energy and will for the people of Jamaica and determination. Very sad.
Against? The ayes have it.
Let me read it again,
Read
for Hansard.
read it as amended, please, Minister. Minister Morgan, please read the clause as amended.
The name, a description, and the promoter of the project. Chair, I wish to push clause 27 without amendment.
Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it.
Chair, I wish to make an amendment to clause 28. In the marginal note to the clause, delete the word "the." I wish to put the amendment and the clause.
We put clause 28, the amendment and the clause. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it.
For clause 29, I wish to make the amendment, delete the words section 31 and substitute therefore the words section 32. I wish to put the amendment and the clause.
Hold on a moment. Member from St. James West Central.
Jamaica.
Madam Chairman, I wanted to ask a question in relation to clause 28 as renumbered. The authority is dissolved. What criteria would trigger the dissolution of the authority? There's nothing that says when it comes to an end, but on it coming to an end, so many other things happen. So what are the criteria?
I think so, the minister.
Well, my viewers and subscribers, this is the first in history, my viewers and subscribers, the first in history we've ever seen Parliament happening so late. And I want to remind you to pay close attention how far Andrew Holness is willing to go, how long Andrew Holness is willing to stay in Parliament. I want you to see how determined Andrew Holness is to pass this Narra bill, that even if it is 2 o'clock in the morning, Andrew will still be in Parliament trying to pass his bill. That is determination. And that's why I said Jamaica have to be careful of Andrew. Have to be careful of him, my brother subscribers. Can you imagine at 1:15 p.m., 1:15 a.m. Jamaica time, 2:15 a.m. US time, and many Jamaicans are glued to their television watching Parliament to see this wicked Prime Minister and this government pass this law that is all in their self-interest? We know this law is to benefit him and in private investors, who are going to be building bridges and schools, at the expense of the Jamaican people, And we know that this government is going to misappropriate these funds. The record shows to us that this government is not a government that we can be confident in where the spending of our finances is concerned. We can't be confident in them. So much money have gone unaccounted for and missing. And this government is getting access to 6.7 billion US dollars, $1 trillion. And if they misspent this money and thief the money, which I think they will, it is you, your children, and your grandchildren will be left to repay this money.
Go ahead, Minister Morgan.
And because Andrew want to thief the money, at 1 a.m. in the morning, Parliament still has to be up. I tell you.
Of the entity. And if you look at section 1, subsection 3, you'll see part 4, dissolution and transitional arrangements shall come into operation on a day to be appointed by the minister by notice in the Gazette. And in the bill, generally, you have provisions as it relates to the assets and liabilities of the entity. And the entity will be dissolved when it has fulfilled its mandate. That's the response. Chair?
The entity is going to dissolve when it would have fulfilled its mandate. But we don't know how many projects they've set out to complete, which is their mandate. Does anybody realize the problem? I am telling you that this project was not well thought of, because there has to be a dissolution date for the project. You're saying that the project is going to be dissolved when it has completed its mandate. How many projects do you have to complete in your mandate? Those are questions nobody know about.
No time.
No, dear.
Yes, Minister Morgan.
Harold says, I never see this in my 60-odd years. A lot of people have never seen it. I want to ask you all again, my viewers and subscribers, if you're just joining us, remember to hit that like button. What we're witnessing is a historical moment in the Jamaican Parliament where the Stephen JLP government is trying to pass a law to rob taxpayers' money. I want to notice how Andrew smile. Anybody notice how Andrew's smiling? Because at 1:18 a.m. Jamaica time, 2:18 a.m. US time, he's getting his way where he can pass his bill and he and his friends can begin to get rich. Look at him face. Look at the trickster face.
Amendments and the clause?
I put
the amendments. The amendment was delete the word section 31 and substitute therefore the word section 32.
I put the amendments, which is already documented on the amendment sheet and the clause as amended. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
In the schedule. Oh yes, I'm sorry. So I wish to put wish to put clause 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34, and 35.
All right, so before, no. Member Russell and then Member Malahoo Fort.
So, Minister, you introduced a new term earlier on. Will that be defined, the promoter? Okay. All right. And then you said because there's...
I am completely surprised that the Jamaican Parliament is still going on. Still, I am student. If you're surprised, type surprise. If you're surprised, type surprise. If you type shock, type shock. A lot of people are saying in all of their lives, living in Jamaica and following Jamaican politics, they've never seen Parliament keeping at this time of the night. And it is all because Andrew Holness and this very questionable bill that Andrew and the JLP members are going to use to enrich themselves. They're going to further enrich themselves and their friends and their associates. And Andrew is determined to have the bill passed. We're at 1:20 a.m. Jamaica time, 2:20 a.m. US time. Parliament is still in session. Maybe the subscribers, I'm telling you that Andrew Holness is a dangerous fellow. He's a master trickster and a conniving three-card man. And he's a damn thief. I make no apologies about that. Damn thief who set out to rob the Jamaican purse. And if the people have to stay up 2 o'clock in the morning, we have to go stay up because him decides him, I go put the law in place for rob out with clot.
the mandate isn't specific in the Act. So I thought the closest thing to the mandate was the objects and reasons. So the suggestion earlier on of having that copied and put in. Yeah, man, but... No, but I'm saying, but what he said, the question was, when will it be dissolved? And the response was, no. The response was that when it's fulfilled its mandate. You can't put time and you can't tell me what the mandate is. So how do we know? I don't understand that.
From?
No, the member from St. James, West Central, next.
Madam Chair, I'm just seeking some clarification in respect of clause 34 as renumbered, the transitional arrangements. During the Prime Minister's budget presentation, he indicated that an incentive for redevelopment and relocation work that will be undertaken in the parishes of Trelawney, Hanover, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth for the next 2 years, transfer tax on property would be reduced by 50%. This speaks to transfer tax, property tax, stamp duty. How does this provision relate to that announcement that had been made in respect of those parishes?
Go ahead, Leader.
My understanding is that those transfers that benefit from that discount or abatement or whatever you call it, and I hope it's been put into the law, probably hasn't, would be transfers between individuals or corporations. In other words, transfers of land between people who own land and people acquiring land from them in those parishes. Isn't this dealing with transfers pursuant to Narra's winding up, dissolution? So these are going to have to now be vested in the Commission of Lands or whoever it is, and it's saying that there's no transfer tax on that. I don't know why there's a reference to property tax, because a transfer of land doesn't trigger a property tax liability. That liability is triggered at April 1 every year, but it's stated there, and I didn't make an issue of it, but it doesn't really belong.
Members, I know as asked, put clause 30 to 35. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it. I said 30 to 35. It is very late. I said I put clauses 30 to 35. What about the schedule, Minister?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I wish to make amendments to the schedule. I wish to renumber.
On students, remember to hit that like button. All you have to do is to hit the thumbs up button if you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet. We're staying up with you to bring you the coverage of a moment in time that many of us will never forget. We're seeing the determination of this Andrew Holness administration, how far they're willing to go to rip taxpayers of the little dollars that they have. We've never seen the government at 1 o'clock passing any law to benefit the people. We've never seen them at 1 o'clock trying to fix the hospital, fix the school, fix the road. But they're up 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock trying to pass a bill to thief money. Wanna see how things go? Wanna see how things go? Remember to like the video for many students. Judgment upon the wicked.
In subsection 2, the minister may, if he thinks fit, require the chief executive officer to dispose of such interests held by him within such time as the minister may specify in writing. I put the amendments to the schedule and the schedule.
Any concerns with that? Member Malahoo Fort.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The inclusion of this.
Hey, my viewers and subscribers, Malahoo give Juliet a hard time, you know. I better say Malahoo continue, Juliet could tell her too bad word. I better say Malahoo continue, Juliet could tell her too bad word before the night done.
Amendment is a welcome, is welcome. I just wonder whether, in light of the delegation, the fact that the authority may delegate to anyone, any person, critical functions, whether the conflict of interest provision should not extend to anyone who performs a function under the law, a major function.
Good. Chair, there are, in debating the inclusion of this clause, as you know, this is a new clause.
Go shut your mouth, dirty nest, and go look for the people in Clarendon. Go look for the people in Clarendon and give them water and give them land title. Use nothing but a little dirty puppet for Andrew Holness. Robber and thief, murder, somebody ball out thief, you know.
The behavior of employees in an organization. And we decided, based on advice from...
Look at the hours of the night I want to rob Jamaican people, the taxpayers' money. In the middle of the night, 1 o'clock a morning, this government has set up law and pass law for thief taxpayers' money. My viewers and subscribers, everybody for talk about this, you know. 1 o'clock a morning, the government up a pass law for thief taxpayers' money.
Minister, I know, as instructed, put the schedule as... Oh, not yet?
I did not realize that there were two versions of this as well.
Really?
So just to say that you've taken out the criminal offense provision that was in the original proposed amendments.
When you hear what Marky G say, they take out the criminal offense provision that was in the something. They take out the criminal offense provision. There are a set of criminals. They're trying to remove all sort of criminal charges that can be brought against them in the Narra bill. There are a set of crooks.
Breaches of this. And it's clear Narra is going to have a proper staff. The CEO is going to be an employee of Narra. So I don't really understand the logic as to why the only employee of Narra who doesn't have to avoid conflicts of interest is the CEO. What about the CFO, the CEO, the Chief Operating Officer, the Chief Financial Officer, and any other senior executives? I don't, to my mind, this is too limited and should be, the prior draft was better. Was more appropriate.
Again, if I may try to elucidate the position.
Hear the little thief I got talk now. Hear the thief I got talk.
Again, the same thought process was brought to bear as the leader of the opposition and the member from West Central St. James would have earlier expressed. Firstly, there is a comprehensive piece of legislation called the Anti-Corruption, what's it called? The Corruption Prevention Act, which defines what is a conflict of interest, the offense of it, and how it is treated. So we didn't need to go and re-legislate that within this bill. In the same way that, for example, in the BOJ Act, or which it was the Bank of Jamaica Act. Yeah, the governor, which would be the key decision maker, would be required to make a disclosure and to deconflict themselves, if you would use that term. And so we apply the same thing here to the chief executive officer, that position. He should deconflict himself, and if such a conflict exists, he should disclose it to the minister and make amends in the time given to him by the minister.
Go ahead, Minister Morgan.
I put the amendments on the clause, on the schedule.
Put the schedule, the minister puts the schedule. Those in favor?
And the amendments.
And the amendment. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. Minister Morgan.
I put the entire bill and the title and enacting provisions.
Minister puts the title and enacting clause. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
Okay.
By clause, you do not have to put the bill again. That was the decision taken to do all of this elaborate clause and divide. So the bill has passed committee stage.
Anybody hear that? See, they don't vote now, my viewers, subscribers. They finish vote. So the bill has passed committee stage. So the bill has passed, my viewers and subscribers. Unfortunately, sadly, they have passed the bill at the committee stage. Let us hear Bigfoot tell us the intricate details.
And I would just love to double check. Legal counsel, I am counting 20 amendments. Are we all in one accord? Confirming? So, I do report the bill as having passed committee stage with 20 amendments. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. We're back.
So my viewers and subscribers, the Narra bill has passed the committee stage with 20 amendments. So it's good to know that there are some amendments which have been made, but Narra still does not have a board, and Narra will operate as a board, and Narra will be able to thief taxpayers' money. Very unfortunate. Let us hear to see what are the next steps before it becomes effective.
In the House, I do report the bill as having.
So my viewers and subscribers, once again, the bill has passed, all right? The bill has passed, my viewers and subscribers. The bill has passed this committee stage. Let's see where it goes from here.
On 26, it gives me great pleasure to ask for third reading of the bill.
The question is that the bill now be read a third time. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it, Clerk.
A bill entitled An Act to Make Provision for the Management.
Anybody have nothing to say? Students, nobody not talk. Cause me know they not sleep yet, you know, my viewers and subscribers.
I'm not.
Are you all sad? I'm a bit sad that the bill passed, but at least there are some amendments. I really wanted the section where the board member was concerned to be implemented. Marky G make a couple suggestion, it was accepted. The 28th Civil Society made a couple suggestion, it was accepted. Same thing with Malahoo, because there was one clause where the government said they wanted to enter into any contract by any means. I think that also passed. But let us continue to listen.
Oh, that's fine. That's members. That's fine. The opposition has asked for a divide on the third reading of the bill.
Mr. Azan, Mr. Bartlett.
So they're proposing Andrew Holness, the wicked prime minister. Anybody notice when him smile after the bill pass, and then he's suggesting a third reading of the bill. Juliet wanted to go and let the ayes have it, but the People's National Party said no, there was a divide. So when there is a divide, as usual, that the bill is read for a third time, meaning it confirms say it passed. They normally read out the names of the MPs, which they're doing right now, and the MPs are going to vote yea or nay. And based on the fact that JLP has more members of parliament, more numbers present, they're going to have the majority of yeas.
Mr. Cousins, Mr. Crawford, Miss Crawford, Mrs. Cuthbert Flynn, Ms. Daly, Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert, Dr. Dawes, Mr. Golden, Mr. Gordon, Ms. Grange, Mr. Green, Ms. Hamilton, Mr. Hales.
While they're calling out the names to confirm who is saying yea and nay, we already know how the numbers are going to go. Because PNP have about 26 people in a parliament right now, sitting there right now, and JLP have about 31. So we know that JLP are going to get the majority. You understand? Yes, man.
Ambassador Marks, Mr. Main, Mr. Mackenzie, Mrs. Miller-Bennett, Mr. Montague, Mr. Morgan, Mr. Morris, Ms. Morrison, Mrs. Nita Garvey, Mr. Newell, Mr. Paulwell, Mr. Phillips, Ms. Perkis.
Wonder if anybody realize how Andrew smile. Anybody realize how big nose Stephen Andrew smile when him stand up and I go ask for the bill for read a third time for confirm say it pass? Anybody realize how him smile? Him say, yes, man. Me draw them out till 1:30 in the morning. Just for ensure so me get the money for thief. That's what Andrew is saying, My God, may God have mercy upon him soul. May God fix him business.
Mr. Warmington, Dr. Wheatley, Mr. Delroy Williams, Mr. Donovan Williams, Mrs. Williams, and Mr. Witter.
Yes, well, I'm glad to Mariel is to see it. I'm glad to you see it. I'll Joan see it to the dirty smile, the cheeky dirty smile on Andrew face. He must say to himself, say, yes, man, I get what I want. But let us see if the PNP is going to take it to court. Maybe the subscribers, do you think that PNP is going to take it to court? If you think PNP are going to take it to court, type court. If you think that PNP must take it to court, and if you think that PNP is going to take it to court, type court. But we know this is what was going to happen. Andrew was going to have his way, and maybe the subscribers, I just want to remind you that never in the history of Jamaica have we ever seen this.
The report of the tally is...
See the opposition members are walk out now. Listen to the report of the tally. JLP have the majority, so they're going to get the numbers.
That the vote is ayes 31, nay 15, and absent.
You hear that? I 31 for the JLP, nay 15 for the PNP. How much absent?
16.
Absent is 16.
You may go ahead and read the bill a third time.
A bill entitled an act.
So once again, Andrew asked for the bill to be read a third time. They had a divide, they voted on it, and because Andrew had the numbers, him ultimately succeed.
To make provision for the management and implementation of the post-disaster reconstruction and resilience efforts consequent on the passage of Hurricane Melissa and for resilience generally, to establish the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority and for connected matters read a third time and passed.
So you hear them say the bill pass, my viewers and subscribers. You hear them say the bill pass. Are you want your
Members, please do not move a muscle. The business of the House for the day.
You want to see the labor rights them happy, my viewers and subscribers? Yes. You want to see the labor rights them over PBCJ, a jump for joy. You want to see the labor rights them over PBCJ, a jump for joy and a clap and happy. Them all a talk about Angela Brownberg, but how she suspended. What a wicked set of people them.
Continues. We will go back to House Leader in respect of the agenda.
Madam Speaker, we had gone straight to public business. I now ask for the recommittal of all the items on the agenda.
The request is that all items on the agenda be recommitted. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it. Statement by ministers. Announcements. Clerk.
Laid on the table of the House are the following. Ministry paper number 2324.
So basically, my viewers and subscribers, the bill has been passed. They have passed the bill, my viewers and subscribers, and they have gotten exactly what they set out to do. Many of us who knew how the politics work, we knew that it was a numbers game, where if it came down to voting, which it ultimately would, based on the fact that the JLP have the majority, which is 35, and PNP only have 28. And we saw where tonight JLP they got up to 31 votes while PNP was always at 26. So with that being said, the JLP have passed the law. And we await to see the headlines tomorrow, because there will be many headlines talking about how the bill has been passed. But I just want to applaud Mark Golding and the People's National Party. Let me tell you why. Because I saw Mark Golding trying effortlessly, to be quite honest. You know, if I was supposed to call a spade, I saw Mark Golding trying effortlessly to make some viable suggestions that would bring about the transparency that is desired. And apparently, it was not accepted. And based on the fact that they had the majority of the numbers, they voted against it. You understand? So the People's National Party tried, but I believe that they could have gotten the people and gotten them out to send a strong signal to Andrew that, do exactly what we want or else. But that wasn't done, and it came down to the numbers. And I know that once it came down to the numbers, we would never succeed because they have the greater number. But there are two things left before us. Either we accept it as it is, or we take it to court. And I believe it will be going to court, my dear subscribers. Earlier on, I asked if you believe that PNP should and will take it to court, and many of you agreed and suggested that yes, PNP should take it to court.
Notices of motions given.
So they're talking about notices of motion and all of that stuff. With that being said, my dear subscribers, the bill has been passed, all right? And I have closed the live stream I've ended the live streaming of the Narra bill in Parliament, where the bill was passed with 20 amendments. And the word amendments means changes, it means iterations, it means that the government had to fix something. So it is not all bad, my viewers and subscribers, when you consider it. And that is the truth of the matter. Let me tell you why. I believe there was 35 clauses, somewhere thereabouts. 35 clauses. And if the government were to have its way, they would have gone through with all 35 clauses. But because of the advocacy of the opposition, the People's National Party, the advocacy of the bloggers and vloggers and Jamaicans at heart, and the 28th Civil Society, and others who were speaking about it, you know, the government ultimately yielded, because that's what's happening now. The government yielded, my viewers and subscribers, and had to change or amend 20 of the sections. And if I were to look on it, that in and of itself is a victory that can be celebrated. This depends on which lens you look at it from. You understand? Because what that means is that the JLP set out 35 clauses, which they wanted to do with 35 things in 35 different ways. And because of the concerns raised, 20 out of the 35, which is more than half, they had to fix or change 20, you know, out of the 35. So they got away with 15 that they were able to do what they wanted to do, but they had to change 20. So that is not bad. But I really wanted the section where the board is concerned. I really wanted to see that being implemented, because that was something that the People's National Party was pushing for, and several other people. But I'm sure that the PNP is going to be having a press conference about it. I'm sure that you're going to be hearing about it in the newscasts. You're going to be hearing about it in the newspapers, and we will continue to keep our ears and eyes on the ground. But I can see that I saw the People's National Party try. I saw them fight, you know, fight to the very end. You know, where Marky G, even when it was down to the very last sections, you know, Marky G was still trying to make a couple of suggestions, you know, to be adopted. So I applaud the PNP for their effort tonight in this debate. I applaud them for their effort. Yes, I would. And we await to see if the matter goes to court or what else comes of the matter. But with that being said, my viewers and subscribers, I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Jamaica Topic program. God bless you. God keep you. May His face shine upon you. And my viewers and subscribers, we're now going to make Dr. 28 trick way. We know this bill was set out to trick the Jamaican people. And we allowed them to, based on the advocacy, my viewers and subscribers, of even you, the viewers and subscribers and everyone, like I said, 20 amendments were made, so that is something good to look for. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining us tonight. God bless you. God keep your His face shine upon you. Hit the like button before you go. I'm your host and teacher, Mr. Topic, signing out, and I leave you with this song. Yes, man.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You
can't buy sugar, no, we can't buy sugar. And no, we can't buy limes today.
A chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What you gonna eat no money, what you at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss away, eat the yellow correct you. Use the youth.
Yes, brother Carlos. You know that Andrew is a rat. He's a rat, you know. 1 o'clock him set up for thief taxpayers' money. 1 o'clock him and him woman and him people him set up for thief taxpayers' money. Him is a little rat.
Me start to cry, you can't fool me again. What fi go to in no money, what fi at you in no at you. Covid money, me say we in the year look rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste and bust a man to statue. Say we like a catch you, but they got in a figure you. Take this kid of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above end up in my gut up. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
Students, be honest, if it burn you, say them pass Narra law, say it burn me. If it burn you, say it burn me. If it burn you, type in the comments, say it burn me.
It burn me. 300% it burn me. Garbage pile up it.
Pull up, sir, pull up, pull up, pull up. It burn me, students. If it burn you, type it burn me. If it burn your students, type it burn me, burn me, burn me, burn me, burn me.
What fi go to in no money, what fi at you in no at you. Covid money, me say we in the year look rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste and bust a man to start.
Yes, students, type it burn weed, burn weed, burn weed.
Say we like a catch you, but they got in a figure you. Take this kid of money.
It burn we your Andrew Beerface and thief 1 o'clock in the morning, him a thief taxpayers' money.
God and say that is not you. One day the man above end up in my gut up. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
Students, if it burn you, type it burn me.
It burn me. 300% it burn me. Garbage pile up it it burn me. Give the teacher them raise. It burn me. I see corruption peace. It burn me. Mash down the people them house. It burn me. Every day appear arms out. It burn me. Appear money them a thief. It burn me.
That's right, brother Carlos. Peer money them a thief. Students, it burn way.
100% it burn me. Garbage pile up it it burn me. Give the teacher them raise. It burn me. I see corruption peace. It burn me. Mash down the people them house. It burn me. Every day appear arms out. It burn me. Appear money them.
You know what burn me? It burn me out Jamaica people can't realize that Devon a thief. It burn me out Jamaica people can't get up one day and say, Andrew, you thief too much and we are come out pan you and you're not thief. Jamaica, that burn me, you know, that is the only thing we burn me. That is the only thing we born me say Jamaica people can't realize it. And you nah sit up 1 o'clock for make our hospital better. He would never do that because we are going to benefit. Him nah go sit up 1 o'clock and make them in a parliament a debate to make the education better, the road better, for make food prices go down. And you would have never sit up 1 o'clock in the morning for do anything like that for the Jamaican people. Anything to benefit the people, Andrew would never, he would have never sit down 1 o'clock in the morning in a parliament and debate so the civil servants in the country can get a better pay. He would have never sit down in a parliament and debate so the police they must wear body cameras and stop murder people. But at 1 o'clock in the morning, Andrew come a thief money. It burn me, it burn me, it burn me. Say Jamaica people can't wake up. It burn me.
Get a money girl and say that is not you. One day the man above end up in my gut up. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. It burn me. 300% it burn me. Garbage pile up it it burn me. Give the teacher them.
Students, if it burn you, type it burn you. It burn me, burn me, burn me.
It burn me. I see corruption peace. It burn me. Mash down the people them house. It burn me. Every day appear arms out. It burn me. Appear money them a thief. It burn me. And them a sell out the beach. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't for me again. For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The urgent promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rough and they down in our river. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell. It burn me. On them treat the market man. It burn me. On them a treat the cat man. It burn me. On them treat the peanut man. It burn me. On them a treat the dirt man. It burn me. On them a treat the sun man. It burn me.
Lord, it's sweet. It burn me, but it's sweet. Lord, the song's sweet. It burn me. All the people them can't wake up. But the song very sweet though. Lord, let me say me can play by the last part of the song. Hold on the man, it burn me one more time. I want to go to bed, but it burn me. Let me play it burn me one more time.
For me again, yeah, for me again. Teacher them race, I see social media's coming at you. It burn me, 300% race. It burn me, garbage pile up the day. It burn me, give the teacher them race. It burn me, I see corruption face. It burn me, mash down the people them house. It burn me, every day appear arms out. It burn me, appear money them a thief. It burn me, and them a sell out the beach. Can't for me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again. Promise a big up all the charities and all of the givers.
Erica, it's sweet, yo. Hey, you know what? See me, I get well.
Magua like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 promises, none of them not deliver.
I just my foot them alone and move, you know. My upper body now move, I just my foot them alone and move.
Cut up the youth, they rough and they down in a whatever. Member bold only and they lie them tell. Corruption.
Students, what we have to do, you know, just cheer up and don't make them something that stress you out, you know, because we are trying, and if the Jamaican people them no want good, you can't force them. Let's be honest now. You can't carry the ass or the water, but you can't force them for drink. Make we be honest now.
And smell and the pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like thief when them sell. It burn me. On the treat the market man. It burn me. On them a treat the cat man. It burn me. On them treat the peanut man. It burn me. On them a treat the dirt man. It burn me. On them a treat the sun man. It burn me. On them
Wait, Lord Jesus, I don't play that music here from now till next year. But anyway, students, I've come to the end of the program. God bless you. God keep you. May His face shine upon you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Jamaica Hot Topic program. Take care, and goodbye. All right? And cheer up, students, and be encouraged, because all hope is not lost. And I want to remind you again that out of the 35 amendments, Andrew didn't get away with all of them. Some of them were changed. So I hope that will be of some encouragement to you. Take care. Thank you for listening and have a great night, students. Bye-bye. And I really appreciate your coverage. I really appreciate you sticking and staying with us for so long. Thank you for keeping our company. Glad we could keep yours. Take care. Be of good heart, be of good courage, and be strengthened. Have a wonderful day from Teacher Jamaica Topic. Take care, and everybody go to bed and rest quite comfortably. Have a good night. Thank you for listening.